Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Welcome to another stream. Lamine Yamal performance yesterday out of this world, of course. Is he the best player in the world at the current moment? A lot of people are saying wait for him. Is he the guy? Is he going to be Messi's region? Is he going to be leading Barcelona? Absolutely not, because they're playing Inter in the San Siro. They're going to get cooked. Ashraf, your camera looks so crisp. It's unbelievable. You're muted, but your camera looks so crisp. It's okay. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I got a new one, so I was hoping it's fun. Okay, good.
It's crisp as fuck. Like, you cannot imagine. A big up everybody that is here. Is Enzo Fernandes overrated or underrated? We'll talk about Chelsea. Me and Don have been having a lot of conversations about Enzo Fernandes. Is he better than Odegaard? Is he better than McAllister? Is he better than Declan Rice? Enzo Fernandes has been great this season, of course. And can Saka lead lead Arsenal to a remontada in the second leg at Paris, of course. So hit the like button. Husam, of course, you see who's your daddy is on the screen. He's going to be joining us momentarily.
I walked in and the first thing I hear is Enzo better than Declan Rice? Is he better than Odegaard? Is he better than McAllister? I don't want to do this tell you what,
Don,
I do not want to be a part of this anymore. I want to chat.
I hope that
I
Don
apologize.
Can be
be quiet.
Allah,
Chat, I apologize. Chat, I'm so sorry for starting the show this way. We're talking about this Enzo Fernandes in the same caliber as some. طب continue حبيبي. Is Enzo better than Rodri? Is he better than Zidane? كمل يعني ما خلص يعني خربت.
Better than Yamal.
Go ahead. Yeah, is he better than everyone? Might as well. يعني is
Better
Enzo
than
better
Henry?
than this
Come
guy?
on.
In 5 good games and all of a sudden he's better than everyone.
He's been good, bro, Enzo Fernandes. But listen, Enzo Fernandes has been good. But listen, I want to first start with the Lamine Yamal, because the game was played yesterday versus Saka and all the people that have been talking about Lamine Yamal. He's absolutely world class. He's amazing. I know that a lot of people are saying wait for him to be world class. You have to wait. But what I saw yesterday against my team, he's unplayable. And I have not seen a player that good, to be honest with you, since Messi and Ronaldo at the teenage years. Is there anyone that is close to Lamine Yamal at this age? He's 17 years old. Is there anyone that can come to mind?
Neymar was at that age. Neymar at 16, 17 was
He
considered
didn't
one
play
of
in
the best.
Europe. Did he play in Europe?
Yeah, he didn't. But I mean, when he was in Brazil and won the Copa Libertadores, he was.
Estevao plays in South America.
When he won the Copa Libertadores, he was the only, at least from what I can remember in the last 10, 15 years, is the only one who was playing in South America and made top 10 of the Ballon d'Or. That's how good he was. in Brazil. There's a lot of talent that comes out of Brazil. Nobody came out like Neymar, though. When he came out, everyone thought this guy's the next Ronaldinho. And he ended up having an amazing career, obviously. But
the thing about the people that, like, Ronaldo did it at the age of 18 at PSV. Ronaldo did it at the age of 19 in Barcelona. He was phenomenal. It's the only one that I can remember, to be honest. Ronaldo Nazario, the big guy. Like, he was ridiculous, to be honest, at the age of, like, I'm not sure. We are older. We are old enough, Ashraf, to have seen Ronaldo at, like, 98 and 99. He was, and even before that, 96 when he joined, 94, he was 18 years old. He's phenomenal. But
94, when he won the World Cup, he didn't play that much, to be honest. But
No, no,
he scored
he
I think, a penalty
PSV
against Italy.
he joined PSV in 94,
From
and he
Corinthians,
was
yeah.
amazing.
No,
Yeah,
Cruzeiro,
from
Cruzeiro.
Cruzeiro, yeah. And he was amazing, to be honest with you. And then when he joined Barcelona, he was 20 years old. But no one has played like Yamal at the age of, like, I've not seen, even Messi was not that good at the age of 17. Like, by the way, the people that say that Messi was that good, no, Messi was not that good at the age of 17. It's, as Joe's saying, it's terrifying to see a talent like this at this age, fearless, bro. Like, he played fearless. The only problem,
He's not going to be as good as Messi, though. I hope that's clear. Like,
why?
he does-
Why?
But because the thing with Yamal, I think Yamal is more like a Neymar region, not Messi. Because for me, Messi at that time, at 16, 17, it's not that he wasn't that talented. He was, but the guys who were there around him had just won a Champions League. They had Deco, the best midfielder in the world, Ronaldinho, Ito. There's a lot of guys there. Obviously, this Barca team is also amazing, but I just look at the way Messi plays and the way he played at that age and even years after. He had explosive dynamism when it came to dribbling and cutting in right, cutting in left. That it was almost untouchable. Lamine Yamal's dribbling style is more like Neymar. It's amazing skill, amazing agility, but I don't know if it's something that can last for like 15 years the way Messi did.
Can I tell you, Lamine Yamal has both. Has the skills, you know, the roulettes, you know, like the elasticos and all this stuff, but he also have the explosive left foot, the body feints and all this stuff. The way he dribbled yesterday was out and so. I actually think he's a mixture of both Neymar and Messi. To be honest with you, he's 17. You will never know. Like, he was ridiculous yesterday. But
yeah, but Messi could go
Let the
past
market
4 or 5
down.
people out of nowhere.
not at that
Lamine
age.
Yamal does-
At that age, no. Lamine Yamal goes past 4 or 5 people as well.
I mean, at 19, Messi scored that goal right against Getafe. So we'll see if Yamal can do that in 2 years. But I guess football is different, though. So I hear you. I hear you.
The problem is,
You
to
want
be
to know
honest,
why Mo
Spain,
can
Spain
say
should
this
be the
and
big
doesn't,
favorites for the World Cup.
You
Stop
don't know why
watching
Mo
this,
can
it's
say this and
terrifying,
doesn't
wallah.
sound crazy?
Yeah, they're gonna be.
Reason why-
I'm praying they come to the West Coast of America because I'm dying to see them play.
Let me
I
just
wanna
say
see
this. The
Rocky
reason why
like
Mo
Central
can
League
say
so
this and
bad.
it doesn't sound crazy is because football is so robotic now that you have this anomaly guy that makes everything like, you know, like
Back.
extra wow, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's the anomaly in the world of like non-anomalies. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone in the world right now has this robotic style and it's just follow the system and follow the spaces and all this. So you get this one guy who is not following like the robotic style of football, is just playing the sport, is just cooking on the pitch, and we're saying what we're saying. So I understand why people are saying this about Lamine Yamal. I do stick by what I said yesterday. I do think it's a little too early. Like I do feel like the chat is.
Get
don't even
Lewis
wanna do
on to
this.
defend
I don't even
Enzo.
want to do this stream anymore. I'm done. I'm done with these deluded Chelsea fans. I'm done.
I will say something about Yamal. My buddy who's
wait until they come with Estivao is better than Yamal already. A
Oh,
lot of
jeez.
people are doing this. Okay, Lewis, have some shame on the
Evil
forum, Lewis.
Saka. Seriously, evil Saka.
Go, come back, Husam.
As I was saying before, I was interrupted by a deluded Chelsea fan. I do think that
Couple of those.
obviously that applies a massive effect to how we rate Yamal now. Yani when someone is the different player, like I give you an example. Think back 2 years ago, Haaland. Just think back. What was everyone saying at the time? He could be the best striker ever. He could be this. He is the blah, blah, blah. He's the best finisher I've seen in my life, etc., etc., etc. 2 years later, now people are like, oh, you know, Isak is actually better than Haaland. People are saying that, right? So all I'm saying is it's too early for me to make sweeping statements, but he is currently the anomaly in world football. That doesn't mean he's the anomaly all time. Let's establish
Really?
that real quick. Yes.
I agree
Because
with Husam.
when I'm hearing names, you know, Ashraf said something, people don't realize this. I bring up this argument for the Scholes and Gerrard thing. Bro, Neymar was at Santos and was in the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or. At Santos. Deep this. We were sat there in the UAE watching Santos games at 3 a.m. to watch Neymar. So of course Neymar, like we cannot say next Neymar, next Messi, next all this, but he's a generational talent, obviously, but he must continue this. And if he continues this, he will be one of the greatest players of all time.
Can
But
I
step
say
by
this?
step.
This is honestly, annoying for me because Yamal for me is what you define as generational talent. When people
Yeah.
were saying Cole Palmer, Foden, Saka, Bellingham, I'm sorry, these are not generational talents. They could be world-class players eventually. They could retire as elite players, but they're not generational. I'm sorry, they're not
I agree.
Yamal is what you define as generational. I think
I agree.
Neymar is what you could define as generational. Messi at the time, Cristiano at the time, not Palmer. Saka,
Would you
and
consider
Foden.
Trent generational? Because he's different.
Because of his position, yes. No, because of his position, I agree.
Because of his
Because I
position.
don't see, you didn't see right backs. Like, people celebrated Marcelo and Dani Alves towards the middle and later. of
Isn't
their
Dani
careers.
Alves better than him?
He is better. Dani Alves is the greatest right back of all
But
time.
he's
the
not
greatest
an-
fullback
but
of all
he's
time.
not
How
an
about,
anomaly.
Maicon?
But he's not an anomaly, once again.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Maicon is better.
I understood Ashraf's definition directly. He's talking about someone who's different than everyone else. You
We've
get
never
it?
seen
Is
things
different
like
than
that.
all the
Yeah.
right backs. He can
Like
defend.
special
He's a
type.
defender, but he's great
Come
creator.
on, stop it more.
It's absolutely.
Habibi,
Yeah,
Marcelo
he's
couldn't
defender
defend that
more,
well.
like-
How come people don't bring that up? Marcelo was a shit defender.
And
Why do
Dani
people
Alves
talk
was
about
not
him
a
as-
great.
Oh,
He
Dani
was
Alves
not-
was a
exactly.
good defender?
Compared.
Dani
No,
He
Alves
wasn't, exactly.
No.
He wasn't.
I agree with you. He wasn't.
Yeah.
You know,
Dani
Dani
Alves
Alves
doesn't-
used to get cooked every week in La Liga.
Yeah, I know.
Marcelo used to
I
get
never.
every
I
week.
said that. I said that Dani Alves was not a good defender.
So then
He
why
played
is
for
Trent
Barcelona.
getting beaten up with that stick? Why does Trent get beaten up with that stick?
No,
then?
but it's just a joke, Ashraf. It's a joke. Husam,
No,
I-
because you are joking, but
to say a joke. See?
you are joking, but a
Mhm.
lot of people don't actually joke about it. They say you cannot be a good fullback if you don't know how to defend that well. But the best fullbacks in the last 10 years have not been great defenders.
Yeah, fact.
The game has changed. The game has
Kyle
changed.
Walker was a very good defender.
and he's
Kyle
a shit
Walker is not
defender.
great.
For 2 years does not
Kyle
discount
Walker
his
is not a
previous
great
10
defender.
years.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest
Kyle
myth. I think
Walker
Kyle
is not a
Walker,
great defender.
he's not. He just had good pace and good recovery
the
pace.
way,
like Mickey van de
I am
Ven.
gonna
He
push
wasn't
back.
good one-on-one.
By the way, when you have a good
Yeah,
pace,
and then he
it's
did
part
about
of
that.
your ability. Having pace is
Nah.
like being a big
No.
striker.
Sorry.
It's
No.
That's
serious.
not true. A good defender knows how to stay in position
Positioning,
correctly, knows how to
tackling, all
mock
this.
the correct guy, knows how
Kyle
to
Walker
stop
is-
one-on-ones
is-
without using pace. I remember this in
I would
20.
rather have Kyle Walker than a lot of fullbacks just because of his pace.
Yeah, but if you have everything else correct, I agree with that. But let's say if I need a
you
right back,
don't need to. You don't need to.
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Kyle Walker doesn't even offer 1% of what Trent offers going forward, مثلا.
Yeah, he doesn't.
agree with
Never said otherwise. Never said
Like,
Going
otherwise.
forward, it's
So
not
traumatized by
even
this.
like Kyle Walker has a good shot on him every now and then. Like he has a good shot. I will not deny that.
In the past, not last few
Fair
years.
No,
enough,
I'll say no to that.
But I think he has like at least a good shot on him. But Trent is a lot better going forward. And defensively, Kyle Walker has pace, guys. Like it's just, I get it. He's rapid and he used his speed smartly to stop players. But at the same time, people who watched him will tell you, bro, he made so many like positioning errors, fouls in the penalty box, bro, like just stupid shit, bro. So don't tell me, bro, at the end of the day, when we sit here and we talk about the best fullbacks ever, Dani Alves, Marcelo, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, all of these guys got cooked. My Habibi, you watch Serie A. Yani, shall we do the nostalgia or shall we do
Cafu
reality?
was great. Cafu was great.
Cafu was great. I think he's the GOAT right back, but did he or did he not get cooked every now and then? He
Not
did.
often. Everyone gets cooked, Husam. Everyone.
But
in
that's
the-
my point. Want to know why all fullbacks get cooked? Because wingers are better than fullbacks. Very easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I said that many times. Yeah, wingers are more tricky than fullbacks. It's very simple.
Simple.
You are
Every fullback in the planet will get cooked. Every single one of them.
Roberto Carlos is the reason Brazil conceded that goal against France in 2006.
Roberto Carlos was tying his shoes. Henri scored at the back.
Tying
post.
his shoes, and Henri went and
Come on.
scored behind him.
on.
Let me do this super chat. Big up my guy JW for the super chat. Best 17 years old of all time. Don is here. I think we're gonna switch to.
Oh boy, here comes our Enzo take.
Oh, now we're gonna talk about how great Enzo is. Oh, look at Enzo.
Yeah, we talk about how great Enzo is. You know.
I can't believe, Kel, you're letting them Chef Walker like this. I can't believe that. You know what I mean?
Chef him. How did you chef
He's
him?
arguably the greatest right back the Prem seen, and you're just letting these lot just talk about him like he's a
I
scrub.
would say Premier League.
Yeah, and who
I'm
denied
not gonna
that?
Bro, I said
go-
arguably the greatest
The
Prem-
fastest right back the Premier
Is
League.
I don't
Kyle
know if
Walker-
that's national
Is
list.
Kyle Walker the best right back in your opinion the Premier League has ever seen?
in the Prem. There's a
He's in the
very good
conversation.
argument for it. There's a very, very good argument for it. Very good argument for it, bro. Very good
I
argument.
don't think he's in the
it's Trent.
conversation.
I don't think it's Trent. If you talk about the amount of stuff he's won, that he was pivotal to, if you talk about the fact that he went for a lot of money from Tottenham, bro, 50 million for a fullback at the time, right? When he was cooking
I
at Tottenham,
remember
by the way.
everybody flipping out when that happened too.
Yeah, 50 million for that. And listen, do you think any Man City fans are saying that wasn't 50 million well spent? This guy was
That was
unbelievable,
a
bro.
great deal.
When you talk about defending one-on-one as well, yeah, Hazard actually said Kyle Walker's the hardest fullback that he's faced, right? And he's faced a
He
lot
said
of
the
good
same thing,
fullbacks.
too.
And yet he cooked Kyle Walker in one of the most important games of Tottenham's history when they
Yeah, he
lost
cooked him.
2-2. So they
He
drew
cooked him.
2-2, but it felt like a loss, obviously.
He cooked him, but you're talking about one of the best players we've seen in the Prem. You know what I mean? It's not really a stick to beat him.
Best
With.
Didn't Raheem Sterling cook him last season when they
Yeah, but-
drew that
oh,
game
yeah,
and he
yeah.
dribbled past him 7 times?
He cooked him, but Kyle Walker's not the same player he was fucking when
Yeah,
when
the
he was
No,
past 10
last
seasons
year,
are
no.
clouding your
That-
judgment.
this
You forgot
year,
about
not
the
last
previous
year.
10.
No,
Last
bro,
year
last
they
year,
were
Last
champions.
he
season
was
and this season too. That's
Last
why
year
he's
they were
not-
Yeah.
champions. We cannot change the narrative.
He was
I'm not
actually
Yeah, but no,
not
but you
good
can
in the
see-
trouble season either.
Bro,
That was when
you're-
the decline started.
Husam, you're forgetting that Walker hasn't been playing that great for a minute because he even got dropped from England. He got dropped
What's
from
a
the
minute? Which minute?
He got
Habibi?
dropped
Which
in the
minute?
trouble
I'll probably
season
say- I'll probably
too.
say about-
He
They
did not start the
literally
Champions League
won the league
final.
last year and he was starting.
I'll probably say about it doesn't matter if he was starting, bro. I'm talking about him as a player. He
Oh,
wasn't
so
the
you're
same
saying so? But me and you both know Pep is ruthless. If he thinks Kyle
Yeah.
Walker's not good enough, he'd bench him, which he
So
didn't.
would you
think.
say would you say Rodri?
He
Would you say
benched him in
Rodri?
the trouble season?
Would
I
you
think
say
this
Rodri-
year,
Before
I
the
think
trouble
this
season,
year
those
Kyle
are the
Walker
years
hasn't been good.
you have to think about.
Not forever though.
No, but yeah, but you're saying he started the game, but Rodri didn't start the game against us in the final. It don't mean he's dead. That was Pep's
That was
decision.
that was not a very
Yeah,
good
but that
version
was
of
like
Rodri,
pre
though.
Rodri.
That was
was like
not
pre.
good. That was
No, I
his
mean-
first second season. He was not Rodri. He was Plodri.
Yeah, he was not Rodri.
We were
I
questioning.
hear it,
if he
I
was
hear
gonna
it,
be
but-
good enough. We were like, bring Fernandinho out. Like it took.
I hear
Rodri a
it,
few
I hear it,
seasons
but
to
for
become
me-
Rodri.
For me, Kyle Walker in his prime was the best right back in the Premier. It wasn't even a debate.
When he
It wasn't
joined
even
City,
a
he was
debate for me.
insanely good.
It wasn't even a debate for me, bro. Right? And then when you talk about offensively as well, you can say Trent is more technical than him, and offensively he's probably a better creator than him. But the way Man City,
Who mentioned Trent?
the way Man, wait, hold on, Husam, let me land my point. Yeah, the way
Yeah,
the
but
way
you're
Man City,
doing conversations in your head. No one said this. by
you
the
said
way.
you said
We're talking about
offensively,
generational talents. What is a generational talent? Because we're talking about Yamal. Then the
Mhm.
subject of fullback was brought up. We
Yeah.
said that all the best fullbacks that we ever ask, like, okay, who's the best left
Yeah.
back ever? Some people say Marcelo, some people say Roberto Carlos. Both of them can
Yeah.
defend. When you ask who's the best right back ever, 99% of people will say Dani Alves. He also can't defend. So we just brought that up as part of the generational debate. We're not comparing Kyle Walker and Trent. If we're doing all-time 11, I'm putting Kyle Walker as right back. Chill out. It's not the argument. You're debating something we're not debating.
Because he's leaving.
We're talking about what makes a generational talent. Me and Ashraf are saying the reason why Trent is generational, and actually, some people might disagree, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think Foden is generational, is because he offers something different that you have not seen before. That's the
Okay,
definition.
is Foden generational, but Saka is not?
Foden is generational based
Saka
off
is
of
definitely not
English players
generational.
100%.
If it's an English player, okay, fair, I hear that. But if I go by all players that I've seen from across the world, he's not generational, no.
No, Foden
But
is
in
not
English-
generational compared to Neymar, but he's generational compared to the English players.
Who's
Yeah,
better,
yeah, of
Cole
course.
Palmer or Phil Foden?
Phil
As a
Foden.
people play when you watch.
I think Palmer
As
is
a
better.
football
When you
player,
watch
Phil
football,
Foden.
who's better, Palmer or Foden? To be honest,
As a
like,
football
when you
player,
watch
Foden.
these two,
I think they're different. I think when you talk about picking up the ball in the half turn and running at people, Foden's a better ball carrier, right? But Palmer's the better creator. Palmer is the better goal scorer, right? Palmer for me has more to his game.
Tight spaces.
I think it's better first touch.
Foden's better in tight
Well-
spaces. Foden's better in tight spaces, I would say. And like running and
He's
driving
really
through the
good in tight
midfield. 'Cause,
spaces.
like, he's a very good ball carrier. Palmer's not really a ball carrier.
Wait, who's got better first
Fine.
touch more?
Palmer.
Better than Foden?
Yes.
Foden's first touch is mental.
Foden's first touch is unbelievable. What's wrong with you?
It's
What
one of
Foden-
his best traits.
I don't think that's something that you should really be talking about because they both have a good first touch. So it's a nothing point.
They're
really.
in the same
All I have
academy.
to tell you is that if Foden, I'm going to say this again, if Foden was at Chelsea last season, Chelsea would have finished like 8th, right?
Yeah,
If Cole Palmer was at Man City would have won the league.
He was
Just
at
establish
Man
it.
City. Why we forget he was at Man City and he was not deemed not
What do
good
you
enough.
mean?
And he
Yeah,
was
Pep
at Man
didn't
City.
rate him at all.
No, it's
And
not
Pep didn't
that. He
rate him.
said to Pep, I want to start, and Pep has sentimental value to his players. Are you serious?
Yeah, I understand, but he wasn't good enough to start.
because Mahrez was gone. He
You
probably
are
would've
saying that
started
Cole
last
Palmer,
season,
after
but he
watching
wanted
him
out.
last season, is not good enough for Man City?
I mean, at that time, I don't think he was. Of course, now he is because they don't have a good right winger. I think he's better than Savio, obviously, but I don't think he was better than Mahrez when Mahrez was there.
No, he's better. No. Okay, Mahrez is a different
Savio
level
also
than
doesn't take
Foden,
penalties, so.
Saka. Like,
Bro,
man,
they
and I
brought
wanna
they brought in Doku. They prioritized Doku ahead of Cole
of
Palmer.
Palmer exactly what he
It was,
did.
a,
It's
it, was
not
a big,
Foden.
it was a big mistake. It was a big
So that
mistake.
was a good move.
But Doku is a
Yeah,
left
it's a big
winger, though. He's not a right winger. He's a right-footed left winger. So I think
Yeah,
they could
but
have kept
he could
Doku
play both sides.
and started Palmer.
But they were happy to sell him once they brought in Doku. So the plan was obviously to think of Doku both sides. And Foden was probably even ahead of Palmer right wing, bro. Because I remember that season, yeah. Palmer scored against Arsenal in the Community Shield.
Community Shield.
Fucking sick goal. He came on off the bench as well, Kel. In the
In
Super
the
Cup.
Super
He scored,
Cup,
didn't
yeah. He actually scored the equalizer.
He scored the equalizer to help them win it, yeah. And then the first game against Burnley, this guy doesn't start, bro. Right? He doesn't start, and I'm
A
like,
lot of people didn't start that game, though. Yashko Vardiel
he
didn't
should
start
have
that
started,
game.
though. He should have started. He should have started, right? He should have started
Actually,
that game.
The Super Cup was before the Burnley game. I think he had
That's
left.
what I'm saying. The season, when the season started, he should have started. He done enough to be in that 11.
He didn't start him. I know he didn't. Start.
KDB started that game.
But I want to
KDB
take this
was,
conversation because we
all
have
5 of
done
them.
here. Because we have done, guys. My man here, yours truly, saying, name me a winger that cooked peak Kyle Walker. Walker is bigger than all of them. I don't think anyone cooked Kyle Walker. Even Vinny Jr. couldn't cook Kyle Walker.
I mean, Hazard, bro. Hazard was cooking a lot of guys, and he said that's the toughest fullback he's faced, bro.
Yeah, I don't think
Vinny
anyone
said the
cooked
same
him.
thing. Although I know
Mbappe
nobody
cooked him in
rates
the
Vinny
World Cup.
anymore, but he has said that a bunch of times.
Me and Don have been going back and forth about Enzo Fernandes for the last week or two. Right? Sam had an argument a couple of days ago about McAllister being world class and he is this and he's that. And I compared him to Enzo Fernandes and the creativity of Enzo. They both play a similar role on the team a little bit. Both play on the left 8 and all the stuff. I am not sure if Enzo is better than McAllister. Yes, McAllister won the league. Okay, so fair and square. And he was a big part. Is Enzo someone that can be a McAllister level, or is he same as McAllister or something like this? Someone is saying my mic is lagging. Is it lagging for anyone?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It goes in and out, in and out, in and out. Yeah.
They're both top players who both offer two different things. You know what I mean? I don't really with McAllister. Look at McAllister. Look, he's a good player, innit? He's a good player. But there's certain aspects of Enzo's game that are better than McAllister's, and there's certain aspects of McAllister's game that are better than Enzo's. It just depends what your preference is for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to put down McAllister because I think he's a very good player. When he was at Brighton, I would have happily taken the guy. You know what I'm saying? But it depends what you're looking for, Mo. If you're talking about creativity, for me, Enzo Fernandes all day long, right? If you're talking about who's more of a goal threat, I know Enzo scored more goals this season. How many goals has McAllister scored this season, Husam?
I think
In the league.
6,
6.
I think.
He scored 5 goals.
I think so.
Yeah, I can't even put down Enzo when it comes to the goal threat, man, because he's been scoring us goals this season, right? I'd say McAllister's more dynamic than Enzo, I would say, like in the sort of tight spaces, right? But in terms of like dictating the game, controlling the game, the passing range, the creativity, Enzo all day for me, man. Enzo all day for me. There isn't a single midfielder in the league that's created more chances than this guy. You know what I'm saying? And he should have even more assists than what he's got right now, right? So yeah, he's been fucking cold, bro.
That's not true. Bruno created more.
You're looking at a different stat. I'll share the stat that I'm talking about.
Bring the rat up.
Francis created. That's Bruno.
I'll show you the stat I'm talking about because I know what you're talking about because Palmer's behind him. Palmer's behind Bruno. Yeah, I think Palmer's gone back up to the top now.
No, Palmer is third. Salah is second behind Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
But
Salah
Enzo Fernandes is third.
Bruno's
basically.
number 1 in the whole league.
Yes, Bruno, Salah, Palmer, and then Enzo Fernandes.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I'm talking about, Mo, because I saw it the other day. Right? Let me even DM it to you, bro.
Are you talking about open play or what?
I just checked
Yeah,
different
well,
websites. It all has the same thing. It has Bruno, Salah, Palmer, and then Enzo.
Yeah, it's McAllister's not there at all.
Yeah, Max
Hello.
not there. Let me show you what I saw, Mo, so you can share with the people, bruv. So I don't think I'm making things up.
Send it to me. Send it to me on WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Think about it. Enzo Fernandez in big chances created is like he has 12 big chances created. McAllister created 5. That's what I'm talking. The problem is Salah,
Crazy,
as
huh?
Husam
The
said.
shit United
I'm
team.
telling you, bro.
Yeah.
Enzo is very creative, and this is a conversation that me and Mo were having when he first came, because Mo was like, "Oh, he's the one that makes the pass before the pass," and I was like, "Mo, he does that a lot." But when he first came here, I was literally seeing this guy creating for Sterling, creating for Havertz, creating for Gallagher, and these guys would keep missing, right? And then all of a sudden we lose the game, we drop points. It's what's Enzo doing today? What's Enzo done? And I'm like, he done his job, right? That season when we finished 12th, Mo, our biggest problem is like United right now. We did not have goals in that team. But in terms of the creativity, Enzo was creating chances for fun in that season, bro. He was creating a lot of chances in that season, bro.
I'm checking actually chances created and all the stuff on goals. But Enzo Fernandez and McAllister both scored 5 goals. Enzo Fernandez has 7 assists. McAllister has 4. In terms of the XG and X assists, Enzo Fernandez edges that above McAllister, to be honest. Shots similar, shot percentage similar. Passes, Enzo's higher passes. The defensive action, McAllister is way higher than Enzo Fernandez by a country mile, to be honest with you, by a country mile.
Mo, check your WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp.
Yeah, I did.
Defensively, McAllister is a lot better than Enzo.
I'm picking McAllister.
I wouldn't say it's a lot better. I wouldn't say it's a lot better, though, because I've literally seen Mac playing as a 6 and just getting bypassed the way Enzo gets bypassed in a lot of games, bro. Right? I've literally seen that.
I was saying McAllister got bypassed.
Bro, when McAllister was playing as a 6, your fan base were literally begging for my man to get moved up. And I was literally saying McAllister cannot be playing. He cannot be playing. Yeah, but he cannot be playing as a lone 6 because he's not a destroyer, right? He needs to be in a double pivot like what he was at Brighton with Caicedo. When he was at Brighton, he used to play with Caicedo next to him, and Caicedo is the one that would break up the play, right? So let's not make it out like McAllister's this gunman off the ball. You know what I mean? Because him and Enzo are similar off the ball. They're very similar off the ball.
McAllister has as many tackles per game as Caicedo does.
Yeah, if you talk about
Caicedo and Enzo in one person.
Yeah, there's been many games this season. I've been telling Mo. There's been many games this season where Caicedo's playing, right, the whole game, but Enzo's won the ball back the most for us, right? I'm not saying Enzo's a destroyer. That's what people like to do with Enzo Fernandez. They like to focus on the moments when people just run past him. And I'm like, bro, that's going to happen sometimes. He's not a Declan Rice. He's not a Caicedo. You know what I mean? He's not even a fucking Gravenberch off the ball. But I've seen this guy in many, many games getting stuck in, bro, winning the ball back fast. You know what I mean? He's not useless off the ball the way people try and make him out to be. You know what I'm saying? You just can't have Enzo Fernandez in a lot of space. Last season, you were seeing Enzo just getting run past because the way Poch was setting up our midfield, there was too much space, bro. You had Gallagher running off by himself, Enzo basically playing by himself, Caicedo in an island by himself. This year, we've had a lot more midfielders because one of the things that you always criticize Maresca about is the way he overloads the midfield at times. And I say the same thing, right? You overload the midfield, and that's actually helped Enzo Fernandez because he's got less space to deal with, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you something? If Sam thinks that McAllister is world class, would that mean that Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo are world class as well, and all these guys are world class?
Bro, for me, yeah, like for me to call someone world class, right? My sort of category has always been you have to have trophies with it. You know what I mean? I've got no doubt that Enzo's a world class talent. I've got no doubt that Caicedo's a world class talent. For me, they've both had. I'll say Caicedo's definitely had a world class season. You can argue Enzo's probably had a world class season as well. But I wouldn't call them world class right now, Mo. You know, I want to see them go into the Champions League, both of them, hopefully start to win us stuff. And then I can, say, okay, these guys are world class players. You know what I mean? But as it is right now, they could definitely become world class at Chelsea, bro. But winning those trophies and being consistent and actually helping, contributing, that's what's going to make me call them world class. Like there was a lot of people calling Palmer world class last season. For me, he had a world class season, but I was never going to call him world class, bro. You know what I mean? I think people are going a little bit too far with that, right? Let him go Champions League. Let him start winning stuff for us. Let him continue being consistent. Then I'll call him world class. You know what I'm saying? There's only a few players like Harry Kane. Harry Kane's the exception to the rule, bro. Because if that guy was putting up those numbers at any of our clubs, at Man City, at Arsenal, at Liverpool, at Chelsea, he's winning trophies with them, right? He just checked because he was at Tottenham where they don't win shit. You know what I mean? So that's the only really exception to the rule. Harry Kane for me was world class, but it's just the club that he played for.
Yeah.
I think he's the only exception that I have watched over the last like 20, 30 years. when
He's
I
the
watched
only
football.
exception in footballing history.
That doesn't win
No,
that didn't
not
win
this
trophies,
weekend.
and I think he's one of the best strikers I have watched over the last
Yeah,
like 10,
he's very
20 years.
good.
Like he's amazing, to be honest. But he's
By the
I
way,
think
Harry
Bukayo
Kane
Saka
is
is
the
world
reason-
class. He hasn't won.
Harry
anything.
Kane, there's two players in the modern era. Harry Kane is the reason why, trophies are included in these conversations. And Bruno Fernandes is the reason why we can't use GA anymore. So, fuck you, Bruno Fernandes, and fuck you, Harry Kane.
why?
Ruined football division.
How is that?
Because when Bruno Fernandes came in that 6-month period, and these fucking United fans kept saying Bruno Fernandes is better than Lampard and better than Gerrard and just doing
Kevin
too
De
much.
Bruyne.
Yes,
He's
over
better
a
than
6-month
KDB.
period.
No.
It's like, oh, let's talk about his GA. Then we cannot use GA anymore because of fucking Bruno. And the reason why we have to look at trophies is because of Harry Kane, because he's a fucking bum. Because he's the best player ever in history to like not win a trophy. Do you understand that there are players that like who have played
Been a good run
for
on
like
that.
Birmingham City who have won trophies?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know how mad it is? Do you know there are players that played for Wigan Athletic that have won trophies?
Bro,
Do you
Mustafi won the
understand?
World Cup. Mustafi won the World Cup.
Michael Antonio won the
Mustafi.
Conference League with
Yeah,
West Ham.
Antonio won Bowen won with the Conference League, bro.
Sure.
you get to
Bowen
Bowen,
literally won
Bowen,
the conference league too. He got the
Yeah,
winning
but
Like
you
goal.
get
when
the
we watch
point,
Harry
like-
Kane, we're like, this is actually probably, if we're talking ability wise, probably the best striker in the world, purely ability,
Yeah.
right?
I would
But
agree
then
with
you
that.
look
Yeah.
at his trophy cabinet and it's completely empty. That's
Bro,
the problem.
I know every day, even now, even though he's at Bayern, yeah, I know he thinks about that flopped Man City move every day, bro.
100%.
Every
Oh,
day
yeah.
of his life, until he dies. Until he dies, he'll be thinking about that move, bro. Because I'm telling you, that guy would have been
And it was
decorated.
all him
He
too.
would have
didn't wanna
broken the
get a
record
gentleman's bet or
easier than
gentleman's
he would have
agreement with
broken
him.
the record. Without a shadow of a doubt, he would have broken the record of GA.
Yeah, I think
They
They would have won the
Dude.
treble anyways.
Can you
They would have
imagine
won the
Yeah,
De
he
treble.
would-
Bruyne and Harry Kane? Oh,
Like
would've been-
he's levels, and that's why he's levels
Crazy
above
moment.
Haaland, to be honest.
Oh, bro, he's better than Haaland, man. Like
I think
when
he's
you talk
more
about
ability than Haaland,
when you
but
talk
I
about
think
what
Haaland's
he,
a better finisher. But
Yeah,
I would, Harry
Yeah,
Kane.
when you say-
at
you
this
say
point-
Haaland is not a better finisher.
No, Haaland's not.
Yes, he is.
He's
Yes,
not
he
a
is.
better
Haaland's
finisher than
definitely
I
a better
think Kane
finisher.
is more
Stop
all
it.
around.
Then
Haaland
Harry
is one of the
Kane.
best finishers.
Nah, nah.
Yes,
Yes, Haaland
yes.
is a better finisher
Yes.
than Harry Kane. Yes.
not for me, man.
Haaland, when it comes to finishing, is probably the best I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's that good.
Yes.
Every time he-
finishing. Are you mad?
Every
Nah,
time he faces
he's
the
a better
keeper
finisher.
one-on-one, look at the types of finishing he has in his arsenal. Pun intended or not intended, whatever. He can curl the ball with his left foot. He can toe poke it in. He can volley it in. He can head it in. And the way he finishes when he's one-on-one,
They're
it's
the
not
best.
like he dribbles past the
No,
keeper.
no, hold on. Let me
By
stop
the way,
you there.
players who dribble.
Haaland
Sorry,
did
let
it.
me just finish this.
Go.
The way he dribbles past the keeper, you know, when strikers dribble past the keeper. While I grew up watching the phenomenal on R9, and I loved the fact that he did that, but a lot of players that try to dribble past the keeper is coming from a place of lack of confidence of finishing, because you're worried if you go take that shot, the keeper might save it. So it's a lot safer to dribble past the keeper and score it. Haaland will not dribble past the keeper because his finishing is on some elite level.
No, because
knows
if
how
he tries
curl the
to
ball
dribble
so
past
well.
the keeper, he will fall on his face, bro.
I mean, he's done it. He's done
It's
it
gonna
before many
happen.
times. He has dribbled past
No,
keepers and
no.
scored. But I'm just trying to give an example that he can finish from any angle, right, left,
With all
central.
due respect.
So can Kane, though.
They're
So
big
can Kane.
headers, but they're still
So
nowhere.
football
Yeah.
ability, Kane and Haaland are not on the same planet.
Guys,
with all
I
due
understand what you're saying, but
I think
here's what
overall,
Haaland
Haaland
has
has
about
over
it.
Harry
What is
Kane.
it? Wait, hold on. Let me make it more
Haaland's way
specific here.
better
What is
finisher.
Haaland
it?
is the best
Haaland.
finisher.
We have more
What is
pace.
it? No, what attribute of his finishing is better? When you talk about finishing, Husam, right? What are you saying in terms of like what makes it better for him? Like, is it his shot power? Is it his finesse shots? Is it the long range shots? Is it in the box? Like, what is it that makes him a better finisher?
Okay, I'll tell you this. I don't think either of them are good at long range shots per se. None of them, both of them ain't really like long range like that.
Kane.
Like, yeah.
Kane
No,
is
I
a
don't-
long range pro.
Oh,
Kane used to
because now
just slap
Kane
it
is
outside
gonna
the
be this
box,
guy.
man.
Guys, when we watch Spurs, the guy that used to score long range shots was fucking Son, not Kane. Stop it.
Yeah.
Let's talk real here. Haaland, what Haaland has over Harry Kane is his finishing ability and his positioning.
Yeah. Elite
These two
positioning.
things-
He
By
always
the way,
does
you
where
want
to
to know what
be.
Haaland has 10 out of 10? Positioning. And this is so important because he is always in the right place at the right time. Because the player can pass the perfect pass, but if you're not making the correct runs, it's pointless. You want to know who?
Can I tell you, Sam, ask a
You want to
question?
know
Husam, let me just read something. Let me just read something.
You want to know what
Oh,
Son
go.
is first hand done? Because Palmer can play a pass into Jackson. Jackson just doesn't read the pass, isn't in the right place at the right time, and this chances is ruined now. So which is why I'm saying when it comes to the finishing aspect, even if if you're gonna be petty and just go like, okay, Harry Kane is better at long shots. Literally, Haaland is better at everything else, like close finishes.
No. Husam, let me just read something here because what you lot are saying right now, it's not adding up with what I was watching from Kane. So Kane has scored. He scored 100. This was from 2023, yeah. So this would have been updated after that, right? He scored 165 goals for Spurs. This was report from February 2023 with his favored right boot, right? He scored another 100 goals with his left foot, yeah, and headers combined, right? And roughly 1 goal out of 10 has been fired from outside of the box, right? This guy used to just get it outside the box, spin a man, and just bottom bins, bro. Yeah, left foot, right foot, clean. No backflip, no backlift, right? Kane for me, bro. The variety of goals I would see this guy score was better than Haaland's. Better than
Kane,
Haaland.
I think it's fair to say that Kane can do everything that Haaland does, but Haaland can do everything that Kane does.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Like,
I'll agree with that.
But we never disagreed on that. We're just talking about finishing.
so basically, Kane is much better.
Bro, if Kane went to Man City, if Kane went to Man City, yeah, I promise you, KDB probably would have even scored more goals that season because Kane would have been another avenue of creativity, right? Kane is as good as KDB when it comes to creating. You know what I mean? That he's an elite
played
creator.
a false nine, and dude, Pep would have just.
It would have been mad. It would have been
would
mad.
have turned
Kel,
one
if he got
way.
Kane. You know what I mean? I'm not putting down Haaland because Haaland is a great goal scorer. Yeah, he's a great goal scorer, right? But in terms of finishing, I'm saying Kane, man. I think Kane's a better finisher than Haaland.
Kane would have fit our team better, but we would have only had him for a few years because he would have, he's getting older. Whereas
Lewandowski is better than both.
Longer.
I disagree. Let me do a couple of these.
Of course, no, stop it. Of course, Lewandowski is. Don't do revisionism. Do not do revisionism.
Lewandowski is great. Like,
Lewandowski is better than Karim Benzema.
I don't know. Did they miss him yesterday? Not really.
You can do revisionism. I won't do revisionism.
I agree with this take. Lewandowski is better.
Bro, Lewandowski is one of the top 5 strikers of our generation. What's wrong with you? R9, Henry,
and Kane came in and beat his record in his first year.
5 is Lewandowski.
Yeah, but Kane came in in his first year and beat Lewandowski's record, bro.
In a worse Bayern Munich team that Lewandowski played with.
You know what I'm saying? And then go watch the type of goals that Kane was scoring. And that's why for me, I rate Palmer so highly because when you look at the type of goals, the variety of goals that Palmer scores, yeah, they're mad, right? They are mad. If you have a compilation right now, you watch Kane's compilation goals right now and Haaland's, yeah? Haaland scored some mad goals in his career, but bro, just the different levels of goals that Kane was scoring was unbelievable, bro. Yeah? And I was even hoping, when this guy was leaving Spurs, I was hoping Chelsea would try a thing. You know what I mean? That guy elevated everyone on a crazy level.
The best strikers I have watched is R9, right? Thierry Henry, Luis Suarez. These are the best football. I don't like Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez is ridiculous.
Top three in the world.
That's for me. These are the top 3. Kun Agüero for me. Kun Agüero.
Put Agüero above Lewandowski.
Well, Kun Agüero was so special. People just forgot that Kun Agüero had something that Lewandowski, Benzema, and Harry Kane is the 1-on-1 dribbling. You remember, like Kun Agüero used to dribble a man 1-on-1. Like he used to look.
Yeah, but Lewandowski didn't need that.
But that's how good. Like Kun Agüero used to look a defender on the eye and literally dribble the guy.
Love Rain. No one gives a fuck about Manchester United players. No one will put Ruud van Nistelrooy in that category.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
He's not even top 5. Let's stop. He's not even top 10.
Like Agüero had something.
Literally,
that
Haaland is better than Van Nistelrooy. Haaland is better than Van Nistelrooy. Stop it.
I think Luis Suarez is one of the most disrespected strikers. Forget his personality, as Mo said, and profile and behavior. But as a striker, I think he's up there as. I'd put him very close to R9. Like I think it's between him and Henry for like who's second, to be honest.
I agree.
Don't
he won the Golden Boot with Messi.
I mean, stop.
Ronaldo
Yeah, what are you doing? Stop. Leave your nostalgia aside. I grew up loving R9. He was my favorite player from 98 2006. But people need to look at things objectively. This guy won the Copa America.
Bro, he won Golden Boot with prime Ronaldo and prime Messi.
Yeah, I'm coming to it. He won the Copa. He won the Copa America. I think Suarez is better. But yeah, Samuelito is up
Suarez
there.
is better
He
than
won the
Eto'o.
Copa
No, I
America.
think Suarez is a
Eto'o's
better
fourth.
striker.
in my list.
But let me tell you the difference between R9 and everyone else. R9 can do everything that Ronaldinho does, along with Harry Kane's ability and Suarez finishing.
Someone in the chat just said Drogba's number one. Can I time him out for a minute?
Yes,
Take
please
it.
do.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
do.
yeah,
Man's
yeah.
Time him out for a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah.
I just want you
Drogba
to
has not
think
even
what
top
you
5
just said.
strikers in Premier League.
Didier
let
Drogba had
alone, like,
two
Yeah.
seasons out of 10 with 20 plus goals. 2
You
seasons.
see,
Exactly.
this. I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for that one because
I
I
think he
remember
barely
those
makes
seasons.
top 10.
I remember those seasons. The way that guy used to facilitate
go.
for us. Yeah.
Drogba's
The way
number one.
the way Czech used to go long and use him as the guy to just bring the ball down and link up play, bro. Yeah, I remember all of these things, bro. The way he used to create for us. If you talk about the goal before the goal, the pass before the actual goal, yeah, the pass before the main pass. Sorry.
Well, and
What's key in that?
Drogba,
Andy-
listen,
Andy-
Don, with all due respect,
Andy
no
Carroll
amount of
used to receive long
gaslighting
balls.
will make us think that Drogba's this elite striker. You can gaslight all you
I
want.
think he
Drogba
barely
was
makes
elite.
top 10 in the
Drogba was
Premier League.
elite.
I'm not even joking. I swear to God.
Yeah, he barely makes top 10 in the
Drogba,
Premier
no.
League. I agree.
Not
Yeah,
for
I
me.
genuinely think that.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, did we stutter?
What did you
That's
say?
right. I rank Torres.
What did you say? Wait, hold on. What did you say? He don't make top 10.
I think he barely
Don.
makes top 10.
Don, there
Barely
are
Barely makes top
seasons.
10.
There are
Drogba.
seasons in the English.
Holland's already
There are
exceeded him.
seasons in the.
That's blasphemy,
first
bro.
of all, First of all, you can't fool me because I'm football historian. Number one. Number two, let's just go. There are seasons in the Premier League where he scored
Hamza
5 goals.
in a
No,
There are
God.
seasons in the Let me speak. There are
Get
seasons in
Hamza
the
back.
Premier League where he
Hamza
scored 5
regen.
goals. There are seasons in the Premier League where he scored 9 goals. There are seasons in the Premier League where he scored 11 goals. That's number 2. Number 3, there is a reason why Roman Abramovich, listen to this, bought Shevchenko and Crespo and Gad Johnson and Fernando Torres. He for a period of 5-6 years, Chelsea were still buying strikers.
That's
about why.
what we used to do.
Because
We used to
Drogba
do
was
competition,
never that
bro.
elite striker ever. If he was the elite striker, they wouldn't have
Oh
bought
no,
a
because
striker.
Roman was how greedy. Yeah, he was greedy. You know what I mean? He wanted to have strikers, so we're never in a situation where it's like, yo, if this guy's off form, we haven't got no one else. If we get injuries, we haven't got no one else. There's a lot of games to go around, bro. I always grew up knowing Chelsea to have 3 strikers on their books. You know what I mean? There was nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's what you want. That's what I want right now. If anything, you know what I mean?
I think it's just easy to name 10 strikers that are better. But anyways, at least
In the Prem, not all
Yeah.
time. I'm talking about in the Prem. Name them. Name them.
Henri,
guys.
Very
Bergkamp,
good.
Name
Shearer.
them.
Yeah, I'm naming. So Henri, Bergkamp, Shearer, Nistelrooy, Sheringham, Andy Cole, Rooney,
Sheringham.
Aguero. I know he was only here for 4
Ashraf,
seasons.
this
but
is what nostalgia is doing to my people. Watch
Okay.
this.
Oh, jeez.
Watch this. This is
Sheringham.
apparently one of the best strikers of all time. Watch this.
it's mad. It's
Yeah?
mad, bro. As if we didn't
Watch
watch.
this.
As if we didn't watch football
Watch,
back
watch.
then.
Watch.
It's
Let's just
mental.
look. He's a striker, right? Pure numbers. 26 appearances, 10 goals. 29 appearances, 12 goals. This was one of his 20-year seasons. 36 appearances, 20. 19-8. 24-5. 32-29. This was his other good season. Then 11-11. 5-5-4. This is what I'm supposed to think. is the best.
Excuse the last
one of
3
the
because he was older. Fair enough. But the other ones, yeah, I'd even
Yeah,
say,
24 appearances, you scored 5 goals. Don't tell me excuse because he's
bro.
older.
I'll say something that probably
How
will
old
sound
is he then, like
controversial, and
30?
I think Anelka was better than him as well, in my opinion. If you look
Come
at his
on,
Premier
man.
League career.
Don't do revisionism over Drogba.
Anelka's probably okay.
Put Holland above him. right
Anelka-
now.
Career-wise,
Anelka was
career-wise.
the best though, innit?
Game player, but he ain't the best
Anelka
striker.
was everywhere in it. Anelka was everywhere in it. But again,
Harry Kane is better than Drogba.
we're doing a lot.
Harry Kane, yeah, I forgot Harry Kane. Sorry, yeah,
We're
Harry
doing
Kane.
a
Harry
lot
Kane
of
is better than Drogba.
we're doing a lot of revisionism. Yeah, Harry Kane. Well, yeah, Harry Kane is a better striker than Drogba. I'd say. Yeah, I probably would.
I'd say even Holland's probably better than him by now. Holland
No,
in his worst
no,
season.
By the way,
player.
there's an argument.
player.
There's an argument to say Vardy is better than Drogba. An argument. I'm not saying I'm saying that.
Oh, that's a
There's
good
an
shout.
argument to say that,
Nah.
bro. I've
Don't
already
think
named more than
everything.
10 easy. So I'll change my
Sheringham
statement.
wasn't better than Drogba, man. Chill. And that's before my
I
time.
said-
yeah, but
I
bro,
said even if I exclude Sheringham, I still name more than 10. So
Andy
I'm gonna have
Cole,
to change my.
Dwight York, Andy Cole
Yeah.
especially. Andy
I didn't
Cole.
name Dwight York. There you go.
No,
Dwight
Andy
York.
Cole.
Haaland.
would you put Hasselbank ahead of him?
No,
Hasselbank-
no.
No.
You didn't
Not
Hasselbank. Jimmy Hasselbank. Hasselbank was cold,
Yes,
bro.
I know. He played in 99 to
he's
2002 in Chelsea. I know Hasselbank. He was a good striker, but he's in Drogba level. Because
Please.
Drogba's, bro, the thing
I'm
about
asking, I'm
Drogba
asking him because he's saying Sheringham. So I'm asking
no,
him.
not Sheringham. I think Sheringham is a
No,
a little bit
Sheringham,
of a
I just
stretch.
went by reputation.
A
Yeah,
stretch.
Sheringham, I just went by reputation. But even if I exclude Sheringham, I named more than 10 already. And that's without Vardy. Forget Vardy. Like, I think Vardy, there is an argument, by the way. But even if I exclude Vardy, that's still 10.
Alan
people.
Shearer, okay, let's see. Alan Shearer without a shadow of a doubt, right? Like
Henry,
a striker.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Henry without a shadow of a doubt, right?
Of
Like
course.
no one here can argue.
Harry Kane,
Luis
Yeah.
Suarez, like
Yes.
Luis
yes,
Suarez,
yeah.
Harry
Yeah.
Kane,
Harry Kane, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Say that.
Yeah.
Kun Aguero,
Aguero,
Yep.
Aguero.
Rooney,
Yep.
Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, okay?
Wayne Rooney,
It's very simple, like Wayne Rooney. Like Wayne Rooney don't like are you gonna
Ruud
disrespect
van
Wayne Rooney?
Nistelrooy.
I've got,
No,
I've got
wrong.
a tweet. We're calling this guy the
Oh,
best player.
thank you, Ollie. Guys, Van Persie, I swear to you, I think Van
Van
Persie is the best
Persie.
striker as well. Van
Michael
Persie,
Owen.
100%.
No. Hold on. You guys went so far. There are the clear ones. Erling Haaland breaking the
Erling
record.
Haaland.
Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Erling
This
Haaland.
Bergkamp.
season.
Bergkamp.
Bergkamp was not a striker, so I
No,
will
Bergkamp
count him
was
as a
Striker,
striker.
was not a striker.
I just,
Not a
What do you mean?
striker.
He played with a two-striker system.
No,
we did
he's
the
not a
two-striker
striker.
system.
You're being
you're
shameless.
Hey Mo, you know when you're cooking, you're just putting bare seasoning in. That's what he's doing. bro.
Guys,
He's
when
just-
Chelsea
You're being-
won the
you're
Premier
being
League,
shameless now.
when
You're
Put
being
the
Chelsea
shameless.
seasoning- put the
when
seasoning in the
Chelsea
bag,
won-
just fucking it in, bro.
Andy Cole,
when
Robbie
Chelsea won the
Fowler.
Premier League,
That's
Let me
Michael
ask
Owen.
you something, let me
I
ask
didn't-
you something then. So all those players that you mentioned right now, yeah, who you picking to play in the final for you?
Drogba, no
Didier
problem.
Drogba.
what does
Didier
that have to
Drogba.
do with the question?
Yeah.
By
But
the
you
way,
wanna know
I'm
something?
confused,
You wanna know
guys.
See,
something?
Don,
Right,
we're
no,
not
no, what?
shameless. We're not
Like
shameless.
that,
The most
no,
I have a
honest
Champions League
not
final
shameless,
tomorrow.
bro.
If I have a Champions
Drogba.
League final tomorrow, I'm picking Origi over Haaland. So what?
But you
I
picking
am.
Origi over Drogba? You picking Origi over Drogba?
No, I'm picking Origi over Haaland.
Yeah, okay.
No, but what Drogba has in his locker, when Chelsea needed someone to pop up, it's always the
Yes,
man.
he's Mr. Big
It's
Game,
always
but
the man.
don't act like he's the best striker in Premier League history. He ain't even.
I never said he was. I never said he was. I don't even put. For me,
chat.
Drogba's not even in my top 5. He's not even in my top 5.
Five, bro. He's
He was world class, bro.
That's what he
Drogba was a world class striker, right? But what you've done there, you've
So
mentioned.
you think all of these guys are world class? You think all the guys that we named are world class?
Yeah, world. The
All
word
of-
is so
Like
diluted.
all
right
of
now.
these guys are world. Like we named 10
those
players.
guys-
You think all of
those
them
guys
are
you
world
mentioned,
class?
yeah.
Drogba had 2 world-class seasons.
Drogba was world class, bro. He was a world class
No,
player.
no, no,
bro.
no.
You,
He was not world.
you talk about world class seasons, but let's talk about the trophies, bro. Yeah.
He had 2
Look about the things that he
unbelievable
was doing.
seasons.
Here
You know what I
comes
mean?
the trophy cabinet. Here
Because,
comes
yeah,
the
because what did I say to you earlier? What did I tell
Harry
you?
Kane is not world
What did I
class.
tell you earlier? How do I work out if someone's
That's
world
in the
class or not?
argument.
When it comes to the big stages, yeah, because a lot of people are like, oh, with Kane, I don't think he's world class because when he came to the Champions League final, he didn't do anything. But in that final, to be fair to him, he was
Can I
injured.
Can I ask you a question?
He was
Dom?
injured.
Can I-
Hold on, hold on,
But
Husam.
forget
Hold on,
other
Husam.
people. You
Hold on,
yourself
Husam.
said.
No,
You
but I'm
yourself
saying-
said Harry Kane is better than Drogba. You yourself
No,
said
I
that.
know
Yeah,
I
you're
said. I know I said that. I know I said. You're missing the point. Let me land my point. Right.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, some people like to say for them, not for me. For them, Harry Kane isn't world class because in the biggest moments, even for England, for example, he hasn't turned up. But for me, I still think he done more than enough.
Yeah,
in the
those
Prem.
are idiots.
Still-
Those are idiots.
to still call him world class. But what I'm saying is, even though he didn't have the most numbers in terms of the goals scored in that at the time, during those seasons, when you actually go break down what he did in the cup competitions, he was amazing. You know what I mean? He was amazing, bro. Right? He would score a lot of big goals. When you mention all of these guys and I talk about if you'd play any of them ahead of him in the final, you've all said no. You know what I mean? You got to look at all these things as well, bro. And in the league as well, Mo, Husam, he wasn't just there up top missing.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
He was a big
In
part
their
of what
time
he
in
was
the
doing.
Premier League, be honest, you can be objective.
And when you
I
talk
know-
about it as well,
I know
the
it's tearing you apart
his
because
best-
it's Didier, but you can be objective. Let me ask you
Hold
a
on,
question.
Husam, let me say something
Let
as
me
well.
ask you a question. In
His
their
best
time in the
return-
Premier League, who's the
hold on,
best
Husam.
striker?
His best
Drogba or
return, his best return came in a system with Ancelotti, right? Which
Yeah,
was
29
attacking,
goals. I
that
know.
diamond football, that diamond attacking, bro. He was on fire that season, right?
No, I
Maybe
agree.
if
I
we had
agree
someone
with
like Ancelotti more often and not Mourinho, where he soak up the pressure, do that, you know what I mean? See out the game and that. Maybe he would have
What
scored
did
more
he do
goals.
in the next season? What did he do in the next season?
I
after
agree.
that?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask
Ancelotti
you-
was there,
he-
mate.
He scored the next season 6 goals. Let me ask you a question.
Exactly.
Dom.
World
Yeah,
class.
but my point is,
In their
his
time
best
in the
return came with
Premier League-
Ancelotti. His best return
In their
came with
time in
Ancelotti.
the Premier League, can I ask you a question? Who's the
Go on,
better
go on.
striker, Torres or Drogba? In their time
Who?
in the Premier League,
Who?
Torres or Drogba? Who was the better striker?
Torres. Torres at his best, I'll probably say was better.
Can I tell you
And
something
Torres-
also, Sam? Can I tell you
And,
something?
and
You know, Fernando
Torres
Torres
in
is
the
one
big
of the
game.
best I've watched.
one second.
I thought
Torres
he was
in
better.
the big game, assist for Iniesta. I think he got in the World Cup final. He scored the
Scored
goal
in the Euro final.
Euro
No, it was
2008 final,
Fabregas. It
scored
was
the goal.
Fabregas' assist, but Torres created that. Yeah.
Yeah, Torres created that whole
The
thing as
pre-assist.
well.
Yeah, Torres was cold, bro. Torres was good, but before he came to Chelsea, you know what time it was for that guy. He was falling off. Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
I?
yeah,
I'll,
you know,
I'll give you guys something
basically-
more
Let me pay- I'll tell
controversial.
you, Husam,
I
let me
think
pay
for
that 50
Chelsea,
million.
Costa was also a better striker than him.
No.
Generally.
Oh,
now you're
that's a
getting
shout.
No,
I think
Yeah,
Diego
Ashraf,
Costa in his
you
peak.
tried to
was a better
cook and you
striker.
burned the rice, bro.
Now
You
you're
tried-
burning
nah,
it.
nah,
You
nah.
burned
You
the
know,
rice.
no. I
The
get
only
this.
one
I get
right.
this.
You burned
That
the rice.
peak of Diego
It's all
Costa.
making sense now. It's all making sense because this was the Arsenal slayer. Yeah. Every
Diego
game
Costa
against these,
terrorized us. Diego
against these
Costa terrorized
gooners,
us as well.
against these gooners, my man used to terrorize them. You're even forgetting the final. Remember we played you lot in the final, the Carabao Cup.
Rooney used to
got
terrorize us
scored.
as well.
He
Rooney
scored the
used to
winning
terrorize
goal.
as well. It's not a big deal.
Ashraf,
Harry
you're
Kane
over
used to
there.
terrorize us.
That's where your hate comes from. That's where your fucking hate comes from, yeah. Because he
All
bullied you.
I'm saying is I'm going to change my statement. I made a statement initially saying I think he barely makes the top 10. I'll change it to he definitely does not make the top 10 because we just named bare strikers who are clearer than him. Forget the ones where there's an argument. Forget Vardy, forget Bergkamp, who is a striker. He's defined as a striker, even though he was a second striker. I think like Firmino is a striker, even though he's not a.
You said Sheringham. You told me Sheringham. That just
Yeah, but I
defeats
said
what
Sheringham.
we're
I said Sheringham based on reputation. But if I go by the players I've watched, fair enough, I'll exclude Sheringham. But I've still named others. The reason I said Anelka as well because I've watched Anelka for City, for Chelsea, for Arsenal, and I think quality-wise, he was a fantastic striker. Yeah, he obviously all these constant moves affected his career, and he never ended up shining in any particular club for that long. But even for you guys, I think he was top scorer in one season. Where you guys, I think you guys won the league, or
he struggled with injuries, man. He struggled with injuries, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But people, I've got to go because I've got a meeting, Mo. Yeah. I wish I could stay a little bit longer, but big up the chat, man. You look big yourself up.
Big up everyone.
Big up,
Now
big
we'll talk about Saka and Yamal and because I changed my stance after yesterday. To be honest with you,
Dude, my Arsenal friend messaged me yesterday and said Yamal's better than Saka.
let me do the super chats before we go on. Okay. See here is saying because we need to respond to these guys. 600 people, 50 here, and we have about 350 votes. And you guys vote, but you don't press the like button. The like button looks like thumbs up, and it's easy, bro. How do we have 300 votes and 150 likes? Hit that like button, people. It helps the channel. Also, thanks you because now I'm 31,200 subscribers. So I appreciate everyone that subscribed to the channel.
Let's go.
Appreciate everyone. Madrid want to buy Enzo for next summer. They're calling him a Toni Kroos replacement. I have a very simple answer, Husam, before you answer. I do wonder how do you get him.
Madrid were linked to McAllister yesterday.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Literally yesterday, they're trying for McAllister. What does this
You want to
mean?
hear something worse? Madrid wanted Kai Havertz before we overbid. So let's stop that nonsense. Some clubs can get transfers wrong. Some clubs can make wrong decisions. It's fine.
You want to
They
hear
know
something
who
as
they
well?
want, and they're not going to get.
See, since you're a Chelsea fan, you want to know who Barcelona wanted 2 years ago? Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
will
but Salah
get
is world
him.
class, so that's
Yeah,
normal.
but he's a
Salah,
Chelsea fan, and-
Then he's on a 9-year deal. Love my Salah. Bro, if Madrid come... Do you want to tell you something, see? And it's not Shims. It's not Barcelona. If Atletico Madrid come calling for Enzo Fernandes, he would leave Chelsea and go to play for Diego Simeone.
He'll leave.
I think so, yeah. I think it would.
Yep.
Forget Barcelona and
He
Real
totally
Madrid.
would.
Atletico Madrid
Back.
come calling for Enzo. He will throw a tantrum and ask to leave Chelsea and break the contract.
He might be tempted by Villarreal and Valencia as well. I'm just saying. Might be tempted.
Listen,
Yeah, they all play in Spain.
overdoing it, but fine. You get my point.
Yeah,
Forget
you just
Barcelona,
said
Real-
Diego Costa, you're telling me I overdo it. Come on.
Okay,
Costa
do-
in his peak was amazing, bro.
Do Kane and any striker get marked by 2-3 people without the ball? Yes, Harry Kane used to be marked by 2 people. Yes.
Yes. All good
100%.
players get marked by
Yeah,
three.
why is that?
Lewandowski used to get
Exactly.
marked by 2 people. Ronaldo used to get marked by 3 people. Thierry Henry used to get marked by 2 people. But they are elite. I'm going to tell you the difference, my friend. But they are elite and they used to find the spaces despite the marking of other players. That is the difference between Haaland and Lewandowski, Thierry Henry, Luis Suarez. You're telling me that the opposition coaches are not planning to mark Luis Suarez with 2 players. But he was that good that he used to find the spaces. Thierry Henry used to drop deep, dribble a couple past players to score a goal. So LA Orton FC is saying also His tech is underrated. Haaland can only be appreciated by who watch. Kane has never done anything physical superior to Haaland. What? How?
Probably
Harry
because
Kane is a
Haaland
specimen as
is
well.
a speed
He's
demon.
underrated. Like, I think he's
Physically,
listen,
I agree though.
me and Ashraf agreed. Like we said, he's a better finisher than Kane. To be fair,
Yeah.
but we're not going to sit up here and say he's a better like footballer than Kane. That's
No.
insane.
Yeah, no way.
No,
No, he's
Haaland's
not.
first touch is way worse than Kane's, and Kane is just
Passing
like, "I don't look at
ability
players
is
above the
worse.
play."
Free
Yeah.
kick is worse. Corner
Haaland's
kick
playmaking
worse.
is better than some playmakers, actually, not even strikers. Like it's better than some
Haaland or
playmakers.
Kane? Kane, you mean? Kane.
Kane. Sorry, Kane. Yeah.
Kane, yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
we go
Kane.
on and do the rest of the super chat,
Like I said,
See?
if Kane had come to City, he'd be a false nine. He wouldn't be a striker. He'd be a false nine.
See?
He'd be creating plays.
pick up my
He
man.
would've-
Thank you for the super chat.
he
You
would've
think I'm
false
rage
nines and
baiting
gotten Kane.
when I'm telling you that an
How's it rage
Argentinian
bait? Just go to news, right? Just open new tab. Okay, we're rage baiting. We're a bunch of assholes. Just open new tab, click McAllister Madrid. You will see link directly, Habibi. Not only
Just say
Madrid,
thank you for
he
the
was
super
linked to
chat.
Barcelona 4 days ago. His dad came out in an interview and said he's very happy at Liverpool. Come on, guys.
And also about the Atletico Madrid, we know that Argentinian players are lured into playing with Diego Simeone. We all know that.
Yeah.
And it's and you are telling me, see, that if Chelsea don't make Champions League next season and Atletico Madrid come calling, he's not gonna want to go to play Atletico Madrid.
Okay, he's
make it-
insistent it's rage bait. Watch this. Watch how easy it is to debunk rage bait. Watch this. Click share screen.
Sharing this.
Oh, look, McAllister to Real Madrid, literally 2 days ago, right here. Liverpool news. McAllister and Liverpool feel about Real Madrid.
Team
Set
talk.
price tag for Real Madrid. Madrid view McAllister as a long-time successor to who? Tony Cruz. Right.
That
And also,
Right.
can I tell you guys
Rage
something?
bait. Shall I show you the
I
Barcelona
can see
one as
that
well?
more than Enzo.
Here you go. Here you go. If you go read about all these things, see? It's just the same thing, bro. That's what I'm
Wallahi,
saying. It's not
people
rage
think
bait.
we're just saying stuff just to
We
rage
don't
bait them.
rage bait, bro.
Wallahi,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
that's rage
Wallahi, I don't. I don't
Google
try
is
it.
free, Habibi.
I don't try it, to be honest. Okay, LA is saying Haaland could break every Prem goal record and people will act like they're too Bouget for 50 GA a season, act like he can't play the ball outside the box. My
He
response,
definitely can't play outside the box. How's that an insult, though? By the way, from even like 30 years ago, target man strikers existed. Can we acknowledge this? Not every striker needs to be Jogo Bonito. Like we have seen strikers even 30 years ago who are target man strikers. There is nothing wrong with that. If you score an unbelievable amount of goals, no one gives a fuck. You think when Kel watched Haaland score 50 goals, she cared in the treble season because he doesn't have a first touch? She did not care. So if you score a lot amount of goals and you help your team win, no one cares. But let's not change the narrative now and try act like Haaland is this elite footballer because he's not. He's simply not.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
Eddie here is saying 15, 16 Suarez had 84 GA in one season.
It was mad.
Only
Yeah,
Messi
yeah.
has ever managed more than 80. Also, Suarez was an elite playmaker apart from finisher. Knee issues was his crypto. Listen, Suarez for me is phenomenal.
Suarez
Is amazing. For me, like I think Suarez is second to R9. Like there is levels
I can
between
hear
them,
it.
but I think Suarez is second to R9 in terms of a striker that is complete. Luis Suarez was ridiculous, but I hate him the most in the history of the sport. The most in the history of the sport, to be honest with
The
you,
biter.
because he's a dumbass, bro. Like this guy's a dumbass. He's a racist. He's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Am I lagging?
A little
of
bit,
course.
yeah. Yeah. I hate him for the racism. I don't hate him for the other stuff. I'm like,
I hate
What
him
he
for
did
being
against
a
Ghana.
That part of
douche,
the world, they're just racist.
douchebag on the pitch as well. He's a douchebag on the pitch. Luis Suarez was a nasty person. Suarez ranks on the pitch. I don't know the guy outside the pitch. I just don't know him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm talking about on the pitch. There are a lot of people that are nice outside the pitch. Like Materazzi, for example, is a super nice guy outside the pitch. On the pitch, like he's a disgrace for my club.
C-word,
That he was like this. You know what I mean? Like he is. See you next Tuesday. Suarez rank in the top 5 of all time assists, by the way. Oh, that is ridiculous.
I think
Eddie.
second or third, if I'm not wrong. Second or third.
That
I
is
can't remember.
ridiculous. World Cup, Drogba scored 20 plus goals, league goals twice only. World class Drogba. Olo, Sam literally did this. Literally did this.
We debunked this.
Yeah. DJ, Yumina boys. Okay, Yumina boys. You're gonna Force us to rate that stat pad horrid footballer Salah. I'm gonna leave this when Husam comes back. DJ,
Oh.
I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna leave it. Hit that like button, people. Thank you, Luke, for reminding everyone to like the video. Hit that like button, people. Come on now, like the video, people. Jay here is saying, I don't understand how long it takes to take about Drogba. He's not better than most Liverpool strikers. People looked at Drogba, won, and they put him in the conversation. It's your opinion, yeah, but I think Drogba
And this
was
is why
very good.
trophies is the wrong measuring stick for football players.
Are you gonna come back to respond to DJ or no?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I just went to respond to my mother. Go ahead.
Okay. You Mina boys, you know Mina, of course, all of us. The people that don't know Mina, it's the Middle East and North Africa region. Boys, force us to rate the stat pad horrid footballer, but disrespect Drogba like this. 4 times Prem, terrorized all big teams, but not world class.
First of
Mohamed
all,
Salah
this has
and
nothing
Drogba.
to do with Mina boys, because we're not out here talking about Amr Zaki and Mido and players like this. You know, we're like, you don't see me sit here. Musa Tamari is better. We're not doing this, bro. You get me? So when we're talking about players, we're talking about facts. Drogba was nowhere near consistent enough. In 10 seasons in the Premier League, he only had 2 seasons where he scored 20 plus goals. There are literally seasons where he scored 5 goals, 9 goals in his prime. The season after he scored 29, literally a year later, in 36 appearances, he scored 11 goals. That's not a world-class consistent player.
No.
He's not. He's a big game player, fair enough, but he's not world-class. And also, how can you want someone to be objective and be angry, and you're calling Salah stat pad horrible footballer? By definition, the goal that he scored against Manchester City alone, if I show it to anyone, no one will say that's a horrible footballer. It just does not work.
Please don't
So-
show it.
100%.
I think Salah and Drogba in the same sentence is one of the most insulting.
Yeah, Salah
things.
is better than Drogba, by the way.
Salah has
Just saying.
3-4 levels higher than Drogba.
And by the way, just before you embarrass yourself,
Yep.
DJ, if your argument is AFCON, Drogba didn't win AFCON either. Also, Drogba lost the AFCON final to Zambia.
Luke,
Wait, when you talk to a football historian, what happens? You see, knowledge. You know
What
Muhammad.
happened to you last night?
Muhammad
Hamza must have transferred you his
I
power.
can tell you names you don't even recognize. You don't even know them. You don't even know Gum'a. You don't even know Muhammad Abu Treka, Ahmed Hassan. These bro, they ran rings. They ran rings around the Ayature. They ran
What's the
rings.
Egyptian player who used to
around
come off the bench and score every game?
Geddo.
Geddo.
2010
Every game.
AFCON,
He was
bro.
top scorer, 2010, yeah.
Bro, come
Every,
on, man.
against Ghana in the finals.
Yeah, that's
that
what
was
I'm saying,
mad.
bro.
Geddo
Salah
was
is
mad.
definitely above Drogba, by the way. Like he's beat Drogba longer.
He's
Oh, yeah.
levels higher than Drogba. He's levels.
100%.
Yeah, levels above. Levels above.
Mo, that Matata United is timing out members. No one is being timed out in front of me, Luke. To be honest with you, no one is being like, I'm actually in the studio and no one's timed out. And also, people can text me to tell me that. But thank you, Luke, for telling me. I'm just gonna check this out. Beans and toast sauce. Say that again.
I timed out Ali because he said Nunes is better than Drogba. He took it too far. Timed him out 1 minute.
Beans and toast sources. L rage bait. You again?
Okay.
You again?
Team Talk.
Again?
Yeah. I don't rate
Yeah.
Team Talk as a source.
Yeah, but whether you rate
All
it or not, his dad. Here's the thing: McAllister's dad wouldn't sit down and do an interview for no reason.
Yeah.
I literally watched that interview, and he verbatim said, "I'm happy, and my son is happy at Liverpool." So he wouldn't have to do that for no reason. Like they asked him even the question.
Filippo Inzaghi, born offside, great box player. No, Filippo Inzaghi was not great.
Yeah,
Anyone that calls Filippo Inzaghi great, just watch.
He's a liar.
Didn't watch him. He didn't. You
Yeah.
watch him play football. You didn't watch him play football. Horrible finisher as well. Like Inzaghi couldn't even strike a ball like normally, like Haaland even. Inzaghi just played in front of Rui Costa, Kaká. He played next to Shevchenko. He played in front of Zidane.
Guys,
Can I
forget
tell
the
you,
two
I
goals
have
he
a
scored against
crazy
Liverpool.
opinion.
Don't overhype
I
it
think
because of that.
Ciro Immobile is better than Filippo Inzaghi.
Maybe.
Like Filippo Inzaghi won a lot, but his playmakers were as follows: Zidane, Rui Costa, Kaká, Seedorf, Pirlo. These are the playmakers that tried. His movement is good with experience, but he's not great to be honest. About that in the last 20 minutes, about the difference. Wallah al-Azim, this is not rage bait. Wallah al-Azim. When I was watching the game
Okay.
yesterday, because I was doing the watch along,
Go on.
when I was watching Lamine Yamal, all I can think of, all of us that called Saka world class because he performed against Real Madrid, all of us that called Foden world class, all of us that called Palmer, that is a different level of world class. That is the generational talent, to be honest with you. No one comes close to Lamine Yamal in the last like 5-6 years in terms of talent. And listen, I hear it. Saka's consistent. He's been up there. Saad yesterday said that he can reach Salah's level and everything is good. And everything. Foden has been good for a couple of seasons. But I don't think that after watching Lamine Yamal, I think I'm not sure if he's the best in the world at the current moment. I'm not sure if people think that he's the best in the world. Is Salah still the best in the world or not?
Yes.
I'm picking Salah right now, but I'd put Yamal number 2.
Osama, I have to leave and come back because my internet is lagging massive.
Look, here's the thing with this Yamal conversation. The problem is a lot of the conversations are just like, what have you done for me recently? I've shown my consistency even when it comes to Haaland and other debates. We cannot change our opinions this quickly based off of one performances, because let's establish something real quick. The FC Barcelona player that's been talked about since the start of the season has been Rafinha, not even Yamal to begin with. And actually, in second place, a lot of people have been talking about Pedri. So let's establish that as well. So my problem is, every time we watch a Champions League game and someone has like an unbelievable performance, we just do too much. Like, we have to just sit here and just be objective. At the current moment in time, obviously Salah is better than Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, 100%.
Does Lamine Yamal have a higher ceiling and he could become better than him? Of course. But at this, like, if I take Salah as an example and I put him on like FC Barcelona, you know, and give him like whatever, like let's say he plays for Barcelona, I think he would be a lot more effective. I think he'd score a lot more goals. I think he'd be an unbelievable goal scorer. As an example, and this is just an example, in 30 La Liga games, Lamine Yamal has scored 6 goals. 6 goals, guys. And in 30 Premier League games, Salah has scored 28 goals.
Yeah.
So, like, with all due respect, the levels are completely different. And if you want to talk about playmaking, guess what? Lamine Yamal creates. Yeah, exactly. Lamine Yamal creates for Lewandowski, Rafinha, etc. Salah creates for Nunes, Jota, Gakpo, and Diaz, and Salah has 18 assists and the most big chances created in the English Premier League. So, which is why we cannot be reactionary. I understand that big performances like this, but as an example, so let's now keep the energy consistent. Watch how I'm gonna spin this now. Is Denzel Dumfries now the best fullback in the world?
No.
He scored 2 goals at the Camp Nou.
But he's not the best fullback in the world.
Khalas, then Yamal is not the best player in the world, not the best blue winger in the
But
world.
Yamal has been doing it for this year. He led Spain in the Euros. He was great in the Euros. He's good.
Salah was doing it when Yamal
Who was
didn't
playing in
hit
the tournament
puberty
in the
yet.
Euros? It wasn't like
No.
Yamal.
Yamal, with all due respect, Yamal and Salah are not even on the same table for me. The reason why, 7 years, you're 20 plus goals every year. You broke the record in your first year in the Premier League. You're about to get 50 GA. You're already on 60 GA in all comps this season. Salah and Yamal are not yet. Until Yamal, because we're not talking only about talent. We're talking about someone who's keep delivering for Liverpool every single season, right? But in terms of Saka, now Saka has not led Arsenal to win. Salah has led Liverpool to win stuff, right? Salah has led Egypt to a World Cup, right? Which is the first time since how long? Since 1990. You know what I mean? In one of the worst generations of Egypt. People that say that Salah didn't win AFCON, Salah made Egypt reach AFCON final, not the other way around. But people want to take it to the other way around. We played literally a world stars in Senegal team where everyone plays for Chelsea, Liverpool, and Egyptian players plays for
Everton,
Ghazal
PSG, blah blah blah.
Like Egyptian players play for
مقاولون العرب, الزمالك.
Yeah, these are the players that play. The best player was Mohamed Salah and Neni, who didn't play a minute that season for Arsenal other than in the FA Cup.
Final played for fucking Pyramids.
Yeah, that's all I want to say. So Salah and but in terms of Saka, if you watch both players and you see the ability, Yamal, Saka, and Foden, these guys cannot do what Yamal does on the pitch. Cannot score the goals he scored. Cannot dribble the way he dribbles. They're not, to be honest with you. He's just at levels above them.
Well, let's use Husam's argument. If it's a final, which right winger are you picking? Saka, Yamal, or Salah? I'd pick Salah in a final.
Salah.
In a final, I would say Salah.
In a final, I would
Like
pick
a
Yamal
Champions
in the
League
final.
final. Who are you starting?
You would take Yamal over Salah.
The reality, The thing is, because I haven't seen Salah do it proper in a final, whereas I've seen.
Salah was amazing in all
Whoa!
three.
Did you not see him in the
Champions
Champions League final? He's cooked in all of them.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
didn't. I'm
has.
sorry, no offense.
Fucking
I love
good
Salah, but
Spurs.
he scored a penalty. He scored a penalty. I'm sorry, guys. Yamal killed it against
Salah was
England in the
amazing
Euro
against
final.
Real Madrid. Courtois literally saved like
Real
two
Madrid.
Yeah,
bangers.
Oh,
Courtois
you
is
mean the-
like
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
Courtois
obviously it
is
didn't.
one of
It
the-
And
didn't
the
end
other
up-
one, as soon as he got subbed off, we turned to shits directly. We were better than Madrid first 20 minutes.
I don't know. I just think Yamal in the
Remember the
final
Ramos
has like
dirty
certain
play?
things about. Yeah, I just think Yamal in the final has like certain things about his game with the way he dribbles, the way he creates out of nowhere. I just feel like I don't know. He could be an X factor in the final.
But مثلا
I mean-
in the Euro final, it
Mike
was
might
Nico
want off the
Williams.
bench. He might not start it though. You
Euro
probably
final
want
didn't
Salah
Nico Williams
consistency
score.
to start the game, and then you
Yeah,
bring
but
Yamal,
who-
you need a goal late.
Yeah,
Nico
but
Williams
who
scored and who else scored?
who assisted? No, but who assisted Nico Williams? It was Yamal. He
I'm
gave him
thinking,
the
who was
through
the other
ball.
player? Was it Oyarzabal? I swear.
Or Oyarzabal from
Oyarzabal,
Kukureya's
yeah.
assist.
Oyarzabal.
He scored the winner.
Kukureya's assist. Yeah.
I think Lamine Yamal scored in the semi-final. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Against
Yeah,
France. So it's a banger against
Yeah,
France.
yeah,
not a
I think he
normal
was-
player.
I think Rodri won it because he was the DM, but I think that the one that should have won it is Lamine Yamal. To be honest with you,
I
he was
agree.
generational in that tournament. He was absolutely generational in that
He got a
tournament.
young player. But
Yeah,
He had
but
the
that's
most-
what happened.
He got young
That's
player,
how
yeah.
they do it, though. That's how they do it. You know what I mean? That's how they do it. See here is saying as Gunnar, Saka is world class and better than Salah and Yamal combined up the Arsenal. See, you're a Chelsea fan.
Yes,
so
and
you're
you're
trying to
just messing
You're
around.
trying to rage
Just
bait.
screw you.
You're trying to rage bait, so it's not
Now
like
you're
it's
the
not
one rage
working.
baiting.
Now you're Yamal is best. Salah is not Barca type player.
Once again, watch this. See, Google is free. I love you. Not a lot.
Don't shit.
لا لا ما هو انا بحب هيك انه اسكتهم هذول. So let's open it here. New tab once again. Mo Salah to Barcelona. There you go. Barcelona are reportedly betting everything to sign Mohamed Salah. Just bro, literally in 2022, even before like the other contract saga thing.
Why
other
can't you click the 4 one?
The
Like,
other,
what is
the
so
other
hard
contract
about it?
saga thing, like before this, the one where he signed in Mykonos, even then Barcelona would link to them. Barcelona would link to them
Yeah.
again this season as well. Just stop it.
People hate Salah for some reason, bro.
You
I
hate
don't know.
Salah.
what
I
it
don't
is.
get why you guys hate Salah so much. Just don't get it, bro.
Aesthetic. Yamal is the Messi's of the Noni Maduekes. He wishes he was on Saka's level. You're rage baiting,
He's having
see?
credit card
You're
abuse
rage
right now.
baiting. You're rage baiting, see? And it's not. Can Saka lead Arsenal to come back, Ashraf? Well, I haven't even asked you that because you weren't on the show the other day. Do you think you can
I
come
don't know.
back? The last part before we end that, like 5-10 minutes.
Look, obviously, can we come back? Of course we can. I don't think we will though, because I just looking at the playing style.
Oh, this
midfield.
guy, bro.
Stop,
Why do you
stop,
like
stop,
this?
stop.
At
Why do you
PSG,
like
Husam, you're the
midfield
same
is
guy who came
insane.
before the Arsenal game and said Arsenal will cook PSG or will easily go past PSG, and we didn't cook the first game. So
By the
look,
way,
I
I'm just once again to the people in the chat. I'm a corrupt government official. The Blue Blazer is here. I'm just telling you, no one's offered me any auction bids for me to say they have 0% chance in the Blue Blazer. No one told me how much they're willing to pay. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead,
I'm gonna
Ashraf.
pay you to not say it.
No.
Hey, I'm down.
what,
I'm down whichever way. Let's go.
was
Corruption
the best,
galore.
what was the best bid that you got last night? Or the best discussion?
I think someone offered me $100 to say it.
$100? Oh.
Yeah, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough for me. I'm sorry. Because I said the $100 for the quarterfinal, so it can't be $100 for the semi as well.
It has to be at least 125.
I'm gonna open an auction.
Yeah, look,
Saka
for
will do
me-
something Salah can't, and that is get a non-penalty goal in a final. See, I know you're a Chelsea
Been to
fan.
a final?
That-
No.
He hasn't
That
done
is
that. He
if
hasn't
they
We're
get
not
to
having
the
this
final.
argument. Get to a
Can I tell
final
you something
for
about
God.
non-penalty goals? Can I tell you something? I've a very interesting stat about non-penalty goals. Keep this up. Eden Hazard has less non-penalty goals in the Champions League knockout stages than Theo Walcott, than Mikel Merino, than Divock
And
Origi,
Declan Rice.
than Darwin Núñez, than Declan Rice, than Erling Haaland, than Philip Foden, than should I keep
Mikel
going? Than
Merino.
Rodri, than
Going down
Akanji,
the list now.
than Akanji, you
Then
know,
Darwin Núñez. I'm just
Darwin
saying.
Núñez, then Diogo Jota, you know, so keep going. Guys, you know Eden Hazard 10 years ago, big game player, Eden Hazard, best player in the world. PSG came to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea were top of the league at the time, best team in England, managed by Jose Mourinho. PSG were down to 10 men. They got eliminated at Stamford Bridge with Eden Hazard in the team, who affects the game in all phases. And he's not just a goal scorer. He
Husam is
affects the game in
ruthless.
all phases of play. He gets the ball from the left back and he gets past 7 players. Then he puts it top bins. Eden Hazard against 10 men could not do it. 10 men. Ibrahimovic got sent off. Still Chelsea got knocked out. I've seen Salah do it against every club. I like he's literally done it against Inter, against AC, against Bayern Munich, against Manchester City, and Arsenal. And by the way, do you know for 9 years in a row, Salah has scored against Arsenal? Deep that.
9 years in a row?
Yeah, 9 games in a row. Sorry, 9 games in a row he scored against Arsenal. For the 9th time in a row, he scored against Arsenal.
Well, if we have a show with Husam solo, just Hazard destroying, I think
Just
Husam will bring
Hazard, I would
arguments
debunk
just
all
to
the
an hour of a show, Husam
Can I
destroying.
ask a genuine question? Why do we just push Hazard past Riyad Mahrez?
He's not.
Can I genuinely ask that question? Like, if I tell Kel right now Salah is better than Mahrez, she might agree, she might disagree, that's fine, but there's a debate, right? And we can have back and forth and everything. But why is it we just brush him past? Like, oh, yeah, Hazard's definitely better than Mahrez. Why?
No,
if your logic is footballer, Mahrez has a better first touch than Hazard.
Oh
Mahrez
best first
has
touch
one
I've
of the
ever
best
seen.
first. You wanna know the only one who has a first touch I've seen like Riyad Mahrez? Berbatov. That's the only two best first touches I've seen in the history of Premier League. Mahrez and
Break
Berbatov. These
anything
two.
down.
Okay, so first touch, dribbling. What?
dribbling.
You're gonna talk to Mahrez with dribbling, and Riyad Mahrez had more GA, and Riyad Mahrez did it at Leicester City, and
Yeah,
Riyad
he was player of the
Mahrez-
season that year.
And-
Not Marty.
ask Kel right now when they came up against PSG what Riyad Mahrez
Oh,
did.
dude, he cooked him. That was the Foden and Mahrez show, man. That was
Yeah, and what did Hazard do in the
cooked
Champions League?
PSG. Winning
Tell
that
them
winning
what
the
Hazard did in
semifinal game
Champions League.
against PSG at home, not for everybody.
Broski, like
Anyway.
Mahrez is we اسمها ايه we digressed from
Go
Arsenal
ahead,
towards
Ashraf, tell us
Mahrez.
about Saka and Arsenal. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, I think for me, what's discouraging is the fact that we didn't even play that well in the first game. Like, that's what worries me. That we go. I know people will say Partey is back, and fair enough. That definitely makes our midfield a lot stronger. But I think
your midfield
PSG
has
have.
the energy to match theirs, though. They're
I disagree with
relentless.
that because we played that midfield earlier and we outmatched them in every way. Like, I don't think that's an issue. I think the manager tinkered too much when Partey was gone or Partey was not available. I think he should have just had Moreno in the 6, leave Rice and Odegaard exactly where they are. But he switched Rice's position as well, which ended up destroying our midfield. So we should be stronger for sure in the second leg. I like the fact that Moreno is coming out with confidence, saying we will win the second leg. So it's good to have that confidence.
Who said that you will win the second leg?
Mikel Moreno. He said we're confident we'll win the second game. So, hey, listen, it worked for PSG before they came to Liverpool. They said we're confident we'll win and go through, and it actually happened. So maybe, I think our chances are like 20-30% though. I'm not going to lie.
Max?
Max.
People are saying it's
Pickford gets away
50-50
with all
still.
that nonsense in the second leg.
People say it's 50-50.
It's not 50-50.
Why is it 50-50
You-
going to Paris?
I
You
don't
guys
it's
are
not, no.
underrating.
But I want to tell you guys, if Saka
Tired Stadium.
doesn't have a good game, Arsenal don't have a game. Like, it's over.
I think he was having a good game. That's the funny part. The others were just not reciprocating. Martinelli missed a sitter that he should have scored. Trossard missed a sitter that he should have scored. Like, I don't think Saka was the issue. When he won the ball from Nuno Mendes, and there was no defender, it was only Pacho. That's it. Saka could have scored, and I don't know how that was given as a foul. The most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
That was horrific.
Was blasphemous because literally it was only Pacho there, no one else. Saka had like. By the way, this goes back to our argument we had with George because George, remember, said Kvaratskhelia is better because he dribbles, takes on his man more. Kvaratskhelia completed 0 dribbles, Saka completed 4. So even though Kvaratskhelia got an assist, but by that logic now, Saka had the better game because Saka completed more dribbles. Even though he didn't score, even though he didn't assist, even though Kvaratskhelia got an assist, it doesn't matter, right? So I think Saka did what he had to do.
Kvaratskhelia was better in that game, right? Like,
I don't think he was.
Could have been.
No, he
better.
wasn't.
Kvaratskhelia
Better-
was definitely. Husam,
He
can you
was
just
Better than Saka.
one word and go back to the phone? Who
Way
was
better
better,
than
Saka or
Saka.
Kvaratskhelia?
Listen, I
Like,
always
one
give
word,
credit-
please.
No, but I can't.
Wallahi
Because if
al-Azim,
you
it's
tell me
simple.
who would I
You're
sign
on
up
the phone.
Liverpool? I love Kvaratskhelia so much, bro. I love him. I just
Who
cannot-
was better in the game?
Habibi, I cannot control who I love.
Like, la. I know you're someone who can remove your bias and your love. Who was
I
better in the
can't
game?
with Kvara.
Saka
I
or
love
Kvara's
Kvara too much. I want him at Liverpool for 3 years.
Yeah. We all fumbled the
can't
bag on
ignore
that one.
him,
He
bro,
only
I'm
went for
sorry.
60
Don't just
million?
say-
Dude, we all missed out on
Don't
that.
just say Kvara had a better game. Tell me what he did in the game outside the assist, which had more to do with Dembele than Kvara. Please tell me what he did. Okay, he won those 2 fouls from
I
Timber.
think he
Fair enough.
consistently beat
Because of
Timber.
all-
Timber was fouling
No, he
the hell
didn't.
out of him, and
He
still
completed
kept
0
running past
dribbles.
him.
Only in the first 30 minutes. And he completed 0 dribbles the whole game. 0. The guy who's known for his dribbling completed 0 dribbles the whole game. Please tell me what he did in that game better than Saka. The assist, of course, it matters. That's
when you assist. When you get that
yeah,
assist,
I
man, better on the
agree,
catch.
Kel. I agree, Kel. But the problem is a lot of people say, "Oh, the assists are not enough. If you want GA, go to Saka." Yeah. So if that's the logic, I mean, Saka had a better game because Saka completed 4 out of his 7 dribbles, or how many ever he attempted. I can't remember. I think the first 30 minutes he was cooking. He put Timber in a couple of difficult situations. After 30 minutes, he did nothing the whole game. Nothing the whole
I don't think
game.
looked
He couldn't
defensive on the
dribble.
right either.
He didn't create. He didn't have a proper shot that put us in a difficult position. He didn't have anything after that 30 minutes.
Was it a penalty
I don't think it was.
when we had the NFL tackle?
Not really, because he pulled his hand away like before the guy fell. Even the way Kvara fell was so awkward. He was trying to win the penalty. I think Timber realized he's going to give a penalty away, and he pulled his hand out immediately.
I think both
He
of them
went for
should
the
have been
ball,
looked
so
at.
I
I think both of them should have been looked at. And
Both
I'm
are
okay with
penalties, mate.
and I'm okay with both not being given as penalties. I'm okay
Yes.
with both
Wait,
not
I
being
agree.
given.
What do
as
you mean
penalties.
both? Which two? Which two are you talking about? I know the
The
Timber one.
Neves on Moreno.
That Joao Neves thing, what people
Oh.
didn't
What are you
realize,
talking
yeah. Okay, what you didn't realize is that it's very obvious in the replay that Joao Neves clamped his leg
Make the ball.
first before
Oh.
he got the ball. Yes,
I didn't
he
see that.
literally did, and then put his foot on the ball. So basically, he hindered, but it can go as he's putting his foot up ahead of him. That normally gets looked at, and both of them, the Kvara one. But I think the Kvara one was closer to be a penalty than the Moreno one. Right?
Yeah,
I think the
potentially, yeah.
Kvara one.
Timber's lucky he didn't get booked in that entire game. He was doing a lot of really like just throwing
Yeah.
crap into the down. To the,
The
ground.
only thing is, I think the reason why he didn't get booked is none of the fouls were like super aggressive or like hard fouls. I think they were like,
Bro, there
fouls
was
and-
one
twice
of
in a row.
Ashraf. There was one of them that he literally cleared him off the ground after the first touch of Kvara. Cleared him off the
He
ground.
should have
it
been
wasn't.
booked.
I think he should have been booked to the second one. Yes, I don't think the first one. I definitely don't think should have been a foul.
I think
Sorry,
those
a
are going to
yellow.
get called in Paris too.
Maybe I'm not sure. But we definitely could have won that. Not won, at least equalized that game. The Moreno one was marginally offside. Martinelli missed an. I don't know how this guy like went from one. Yeah, I don't know how he went from one of the best finishers to one of the worst finishers.
I don't know. I'm asking myself, but that's the difference between a team that has 2 wingers plus Dembele to rely on, and a team that only has Saka, where everyone just can go to Saka, and that's about it. To be honest with you.
And you wanna know why after Liverpool PSG, I was trying my best to not have stupid conversations about Salah and just the team
Yeah.
overall. But what people don't understand is when your team is solely reliant on one guy, it's a lot more difficult than when your team is reliant on like multiple people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I'll give you an example. This same PSG side. Put Prime Mane, Prime Firmino, we beat them. Easily.
Yeah, I know.
Like this.
Yeah, because you have 3 people to rely on, not one.
Yes.
It's not easy to
Like-
mark. You stretch the pitch. It's very simple, by the way. You stretch.
You wanna
the
know
pitch.
what PSG did all game long? And people who watch the game will, and as being genuine, will tell you this. You wanna know what they did? They did a basketball move. Kel will know exactly what I'm about to say. They let they were like, we're gonna let the others beat us, but they didn't. They gave Diaz all the space he needed. They gave Jota all the space he needed. We're like, you know what? If Jota and Diaz score, we'll live with it because we trust them way less than we trust Salah. So they marked Salah with 2-3 people, and then they like Diaz and Jota.
Let this guy shoot the 3 points. It's fine.
Let's-
He's not gonna
yeah,
score.
shoot.
Call
It's
the Ben
fine.
Wallace.
You ain't
Let
gonna
him
beat
shoot
us.
that 3.
Yeah, and they ain't gonna beat us. That's basically what they did. It's like when you're watching an NBA game and they like triple
Yeah, they
mark
double
Steph
team-
Curry
double
and they're
team
like, oh,
Curry.
let Draymond Green beat us. Yeah, but he ain't gonna beat you. So like,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
more
the
likely
thing.
to get
So,
himself.
it's the same thing with Saka, by the way. If you notice, Saka got the ball on the right hand side. Mendes was there Fabian Ruiz was there sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
Vitinha was there. Sometimes Joao Neves was there. And even with that, the left winger tracked back to help out as well.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you're and that's why Martinelli had the space. Guys, let's discuss football, not everyday agenda. That's why Martinelli had the space. Same reason that when Salah slipped Diaz through when he had the space, he did fuck all. Against PSG, same thing. Same exact thing, by the way. Same scenario, copy-paste. Copy-paste scenario. Salah played Diaz in behind, and Diaz did fuck all. Same exact scenario, copy-paste. Martinelli was played in behind, he did nothing. Guys, this is the reality. Players need help. Even the greatest players ever need help. Kevin De Bruyne did not win leagues on his own. Rodri did not win leagues on his own. Haaland did not win leagues on his own. It's a team effort. Even Salah this season, I'm keeping the same energy. I never said he carried us to the league. I'm against the carry argument because I say Van Dijk is there, Gravenberch is there, McAllister is there. The great players are there. You need a fucking team in football. And that's why PSG are so good. Because they have a team. All for one, one for all. There is no real superstar at PSG. By the way, even Dembele is not a superstar. Come on now. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are we really discussing Dembele as a superstar? Come on now.
But they can rely on the three. They can pass to Desiree Doué. They can
They
pass
rely
to
on all
Dembele.
four, even Barcola.
Yeah.
They do. I had
Like, they can rely on the midfield as well. The difference between Arsenal and PSG is that the three
Really?
midfielders can drop,
Let's
they can
talk about
create.
tonight's games. Yes, guys, let's talk about Bodo Glimt versus Spurs.
I know it's Chelsea tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about Chelsea. Guess where Djurgården is in the Swedish league? 11th. Let's talk about Chelsea versus 11th place in Swedish league. Let's talk about Man United Bilbao. Yay! Hey, what do you guys' predictions for the Euro? What's wrong?
By the way, Chelsea
Are
got
Spurs
lucky
going to
because the
Norway
other.
tonight, or is that the? I don't
No, I think
remember
they're playing at
what
home,
leg is
no?
which.
Chelsea
I
are
don't
away.
know.
They traveled.
Up in
Yeah,
Argentina.
Man
Chelsea were
United,
lucky
Man
because the
United are
other-
away as well. Man United are away as well.
The
How
other
did they
semi-final
get
is
their
Real
second leg at
Betis
home?
and-
It's so annoying.
Fiorentina.
We'll see if they face them in the final, Real Betis versus Chelsea. We're here for it. Let me do this couple super chats before we go. I know Husam is going to go start his show. For real, though, I think Arsenal are going to go through. Not going to lie. Saka is going to clutch, in my opinion. He's got that dog in him.
If we
Oh,
beat
what?
PSG and make it to the final, I will say I'm a lot more confident we'll win it. Because to come back like this at the Parc des Princes, I think requires tremendous mental fortitude and ability. So if we do it, then big chances we win it.
Have some shame. If Inter reach the final, we will win it.
I don't. By the way, I don't think you will. I'm not
You say
joking. I
when
don't think you
Inter
will
get to the final
Again,
You're
so
gonna
you said
flip
that we're going to lose to
at home.
Barcelona. So we were robbed yesterday, and we
You
were
were
robbed.
robbed.
You're gonna
Why?
flip them at San Siro because they
Oh.
shit the bed at Dortmund. All their
Oh,
little
no,
kids got scared.
Yeah. They shot the bed at Dortmund, but they also won against Dortmund 3-2
Dortmund's
earlier.
much
They
inferior to
beat
Inter.
Benfica. Yeah, I don't know.
Mo
But
has
Bayern,
some, breaking news.
but that logic,
Lazio?
Bayern drew at the San Siro, right? And Barca are better than Bayern. So
We
I
were
don't know.
robbed. I'm going to show you now.
Oh, jeez.
Couple of things. A red card, a clear red card, a player going on goal. The player is playing volleyball with his hand. My guy, this is a one-on-one.
Here we go.
Kubarsi is behind. This is the guy that intercepted the ball with his hand, jumping towards
Oh my
Barella. Have you watched this? This
I
is
watched the game. That was
That
not
was
a red
bad.
card.
how
Last
Okay.
We're
minute.
going to lose
It's
all
the
the viewers now because Mo's going to chat shit.
this is the definition of a goal scoring opportunity when you literally receive the ball with your hand. I
It
fault
was
Barella for not going.
unintentional, Mo. His eyes are freaking closed.
You want
bro.
to
Come
know
on.
who you should be mad
Okay,
at
hold
here?
on.
Khalas,
You
get
genuine,
stuff
hold on,
straight.
Husam, hold on. You really think a player is jumping like this? It's unintentional. Are you
Are
think
you
that the
saying he
player
intentionally
jumping like
stopped the
this?
ball with his hand?
absolutely
inten-
he jumped towards the ball?
Oh,
How's
stop
the
it,
unintentional
bro.
jumping like this?
Stop it. Come on. I don't think it was a
How?
red card, in my opinion, honestly.
And upside
I-
too.
Also,
I don't know. I
same.
don't know if
Very
Lewandowski's back on the
simple. I'm
second
gonna
leg
tell
as
you.
well, but
I know the reason why Barcelona need to go through. I know viewership. It happened to Madrid. I'm not saying only
Oh,
Barcelona.
God. Don't
Viewership in South America. It's very simple. Inter versus PSG doesn't sell as good as Barcelona because of South America and the following of Barcelona on South
guys,
America.
Mo's kidding.
Mo,
Please
you
don't
sound
take
like
it
an
seriously.
American
He's just
saying
kidding.
that. You
I am
really do.
genuinely.
So,
Yeah,
This
yeah.
has the.
welcome.
This is not now. This has been going on
I-
for forever.
It's the most
hold
American
on.
argument of all
Stop it.
time.
Stop
Why
it.
is
Stop
here
this BS.
Kubarsi's leg is way behind his knee when clearly his leg is ahead of his knee and Mkhitaryan is way closer to the difference between
Mo,
the line. This is not
This is
offside.
common. No, it is offside because if at the
It is
angle
not
it
offside.
looks like
I
they're
refuse to
onside.
believe this.
Are you saying the technology is like? Come on, stop it.
It's not the
bro.
technology. I am
They
telling
looked
you.
at it for a while.
They looked at it for a
Foot
while,
was
and
offside.
it took a bit for them to release it. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm not gonna. We'll see.
Yeah,
We
so
will.
So,
I am
guys,
telling
they
you.
cheated, basically.
I am telling you, Barcelona always cheated against you. They cheated with Van Persie against Chelsea. They cheated.
They didn't cheat
Always
against us.
against
The ref was
against
an idiot.
Inter.
They didn't
Against
cheat.
Inter, they
Considering
cheated
they're
and they got
only
knocked
Real
out.
Madrid does.
Against Inter, they cheated and they got knocked out. Everyone knows that. Real Madrid the same against Bayern Munich. 2 offside goals on a red card for Arturo Vidal. It happens all the time. We all know this.
Bro.
It's not new.
Yeah, those
This
two
is not
teams.
news. Anyway, let me do this super chat. Husam, if you're gonna go start for we did this one. Nathan here is saying it will be hard, but it was PSG's best game and our worst performance in ages, and we still deserve the draw at least.
I
Yeah, go
PSG
ahead. I'm gonna finish the show now.
Best game.
And we will better prepared now.
They can
Come
be
on, you
better,
Gunners.
too.
We'll see. They can be better, but that's his
Anyway,
point.
it's
His,
terrible.
yeah, but his point, Kel, is that was PSG's best game. Like they are not gonna get
And they
better
did
than
that
this.
on the road, so I would imagine they'll show up at home. Those fans are going to be psychotic. Like they're going to have. You want to
We'll
see a
see.
cheapo? Wait till you see
There's-
that one.
There's
They're
no
gonna go
question that our
crazy.
level can go. There's no question that our level can go higher than their level because we actually underperformed that game, and we have a massive player coming back for the second leg. So hopefully we do perform better.
DJ here is saying that Drogba disrespect is wild. Elite goal scorer, agreed. Striker for a team who competes at the top of the Premier League for 8 years. Skill, touch, strength, pace. He's great. If I have a final tomorrow, I'll pick Drogba, DJ. I'm not disrespecting Drogba. But there are strikers that are better than him. The Andy Coles, the Agueros, the Kanes, right? There are strikers that are better than him. Haaland. We said a lot. Luis Suarez is better than him. So there is a lot, to be honest.
If he had it all, why didn't he score more than 20 goals in just 2 seasons?
So DJ, that is just, he is a great hold-up striker, clutch and everything. Mo is in his Arsenal arc. If you think so, fine. If you don't know the Barcelona history, I know you're a Barcelona fan, it's up to you. But it is what it is. I think we'll see you in the second leg in the San Siro, right? I think we'll see you in the second leg in the San Siro. And if we go through, we'll go through.
I think I know you were up 2-0 and you kind of bottled it, but I think a draw is still a good result for you. I think you could have even been down 1 goal and heading back to the San Siro. I think that favors you.
I think it
tremendously.
favors us, but if Thuram is injured, as we saw him at the end of the game, and we don't have Pavard back, and Lautaro's injured, it will be Taremi and Arnautovic who have no chance. Let me just establish this. We have 0 chance. And it doesn't matter if it's at our ground.
No.
Abdelaziz, Haq, thank you, Habibi. I really wish more support to the Prem team so we can get this every week. I'll be on 150 subs if I supported the Prem team. But that's not what happens. See, it's very easy. I can just go and say, I support Chelsea, I support Arsenal, I support Liverpool, and I'll be on 150 subs just for my watch-alongs, right? But I don't support the Premier League team. So, thank you, Abdelaziz. SG saying, Mo, it's come on you Gunners, not Gooner. Gooner is a firm. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's come on you Gooners. Is it come on you Gunners?
I've always thought it was come on you Gooners.
Yeah, me
But
too,
they also
SG.
say
I
Gunners.
thought it's always people say come on you Gooners, not Gunners. He always said that. SG, but correct me if I'm wrong, SG. Like all people say that. Abdullah, big up, gentlemen and lady. Don't forget that Dembele will be out for the second. No,
When
that's
has
not
that been
true.
confirmed?
Abdullah.
He does have
No.
an injury, but it's
Or
not. Yeah.
any injuries
Enrique. Enrique spoke about it. Oh, by the way, it is Gunners. Yeah, Enrique spoke about it and said
It
that
is Gunners.
he
Okay,
felt,
good.
yeah, he felt something, but he's not sure if he's a doubt.
Yeah.
So
At
we'll
8
have to wait
days,
and
he
see.
might recover from that. And if not, they'll just
No.
start
If
rolling
it's a
forward.
hamstring
If it's
injury, there is no
hamstring, no
recovery.
chance. No
There is
recovery,
no
yeah.
chance.
If it-
No chance in 8 days. No chance in 8 days. But listen, Abdullah, we'll see if it happens. If you say Partey's back, Arsenal could win the tie, and I said Arsenal can still win the tie. There's no denying. There's no doubt about it. But big up everyone that is here. Like the video before we go. Like you guys are absolutely doing something that I have never seen on the channel before. We have 500 votes and 250 likes. Why do you vote without liking the video? I'm sure there's 100 of you that haven't liked the video. Like the video before we go. It
Come on,
helps
you
the
guys.
channel, bro. Come on, guys. Hit that like button. Come on. Like the video, people. I will see. This will take you to Husam as well. Husam's channel. He's doing a Liverpool show. So go and support Husam. Appreciate everyone that didn't. Thank you, Ashraf. Ashraf Talks Ball in the description. Don Husam and CFC Don as well. I will see you guys soon. And we're out of here, people.